think we're on.
Hello.
Hello.
Are we on?
Can you hear us?
Yeah. If someone can't hear us, let us know, or someone can. Either way, we'll figure it out.
And can you see us? Okay. Let us know. I know some people say they have a hard time hearing us. You may have to turn up your volume.
Yeah, there's little we can do.
We're not very loud, booming voices, but
I guess not.
okay. Okay, so let's welcome to the show Jane Spitfire and Sten and Alan. Alan says, Joe and Fran are so true, warm, and loving. I'm so recharged after their video broadcast. I look forward to meeting them at Rick Fearon's August ExJW conference. Us
too. Look forward to meeting you guys.
Yes, and John Marciano, ST co-pilot. Hello, all you little Bible students. And Rosie. Hi, Rosie. Thanks for coming on. Skylar Mendez Mosley. It's Wednesday, y'all. And David. And let's see. I know that Keith Bush is backstage. Jim Acker. Hey, Jim. Thank you. We see and hear you. Great. Ruby Quinn. Faded in San Diego.
Wow.
And, yep. So thank you all for coming on. And
yeah, and we look forward to everyone sharing their experience, insights, or thoughts, or questions about cults or things like that.
So shall we get right into the
Please.
birthdays? Yeah. Okay. As Keith said, what kind of birthdays?
Pagan past.
Pagan past.
See, everybody had a pagan past.
Mm-hmm.
Way before any other thing that we're talking about here.
Yes, so the birthdays we're into a new month now, May, and we already went through May 1st, but that was Linda James, the Pasta Babe's birthday. Happy birthday. Just Jen's daughter. May 2nd, Chloe was 3 years old. That's Dinah Lost and Wes's little girl. Oh yeah, thank you. Yep, I can see it here. Okay. May 3rd was Ruby Quinn and Vicky Diaz. May 4th, King Tony and Ismael. May 7th, Julie is Justin from ExJW Diaries, his fiance. May 8th, Jimmy Bell and Tara Mears. May 10th, Owen Havens and Rosie, celebrating her first birthday out of the board. Congratulations, Rosie. May 13th, Ken Mayo. May 14th, Deborah Wentworth. You want to do some? Or am I doing okay?
You're doing great.
Okay. May 16th, Sarah Kay and Heather. May 19th, Gary Sloan. May 20th, Sam and also Calvin Plasam. May 21st, Asha, that's Celeste's granddaughter, and Kathy D. May 22nd, Yvonne. May 23rd, Mandy May. May 24th, Jerron B. May 29th, Pete Yuck. May 31st, Marcia Morehouse. Now we know there's more birthdays in May, so please let us know in the chat. Happy birthday. Let's see. Just looking through here, but we have a birthday song. If you can play that when you get a chance, Shauna.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Okay, thank you. My birthday was yesterday, the 6th. ST co-pilot. Well, happy birthday. Let's make a note of it so we can put it on the calendar. I think I need a pen. May 6th. I'm sorry. ST co-pilot. Thank you for letting us know and happy birthday. All right. May 6th, thank you, honey.
Yep.
May 6th, ST Copilot. Okay. Anyone else's birthday? Just let us know. You're welcome, ST Copilot. Okay. Now, anniversaries. We have a few anniversaries this month, I think. Yes, we do. In May, we have May 4th, Tony and Robin Pittio, 51 years being married. Congratulations. May 10th, Kev and Marissa, 22 years. And May 20th, Sparky Slag and his beautiful wife, 31 years. May 22nd, Humblebum and her husband. May 30th, Ben and Debbie Rancourt, Tom and Becky, 14 years, and our brother-in-law and Joe's sister, David and Marcella, 39 years. So there's a lot of weddings and anniversaries in May, so happy anniversary to all of you. And again, if there's anyone that we missed, please let us know. And we have an anniversary song too for you.
We're about to have a beautiful time. About to throw a party tonight. Hey. It's been a really long day for me. I should be living my life. Hey. Because time won't wait for me. I ought to throw a party tonight. Hey. Me and my friend, and I'll be happy that I made it. Yeah, to the end of the day, that's right. So I guess I'll throw a party tonight. Hey.
Okay, we're back. Okay, anniversaries. So did we miss anyone? Just let us know in the chat. It looks like Jay joined us. Hello, Jay. Dallas, Nadine. I did not get a notification, so I pushed the link that you sent me. Okay. Dallas says, happy birthday, Fran. Now, which Fran is that? I know there's a new Fran in the group. There's Jen. Jen says, hi, y'all. Okay, I'm looking for Fran, but I don't. King Tony. Hello, King Tony. Sky Graham. Jeannie Jewel. Hi, Jeannie. And the Guardian Fury. That's a new name. Thank you for joining us. Okay, can we see you? All right, so just a few other announcements. This is on our ExJWFriends. Anyone can go there, and people are finding us there. We thank you. We had a couple people this week email us on ExJWFriends, and we connected them with some others. So we'll mention that a little bit. But first of all, we've got some upcoming events starting May 17th at 2 p.m. It's the Meetup Orange County area in California. So if anyone is in the Orange County area, the details are around that. Just click on that post and you'll see that it's at right here. It's at the Benny's Craft House, 204 West Chapman Ave, Orange, California. May 17th, starting at 3 p.m. It's a Saturday. So if you can make it there, it's coming up. Just head on over to Finney's Craft House, and you're going to meet up with a lot of other XJWs. And every time we've met up, they've had a really nice time. So that's May 17th. And then next we have appreciate Shauna doing this. May 18th, it's our ExJW Excellent Chicken Barbecue Meetup. We've been waiting for this for a while. This is the one that is nearby us in Remsen, New York. It's May 18th, and it's a Sunday. It starts at 1 p.m. And if you notice the map of the United States, we have Faded and San Diego is flying all the way from San Diego, and that's why we wanted to have this meetup so we could all meet him. In the meantime, we have friends coming from Hanover, PA, Cape Cod, Rochester, New York, Albany, New York, Utica, New York, Elmira, New York, and I think, also Rhode Island. Dan from Rhode Island is coming. Let's see if I can. Did I miss any state? Okay. Can you scroll up just a little? Did I miss something, Shauna? Albany. I don't know if I put Rhode Island in there, but anyway, Dan will be there from Rhode Island. Mr. and Mrs. Bob, Dinah Lost, and a bunch of friends from Rochester area and our local area right here. So May 18th is Mount St. Helens Day too. Wow. Well, thank you for that. Let's see. That's okay, Shauna. You get to chat too, so that's great. Okay, so what other meetups do we have? We're going from May to August. I'm sure there's going to be other meetups, but August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, still alive in 2025 ExJW Convention. That is going to be in Tewksbury, Massachusetts, at the Hilton, the Garden Hilton. And it's going to be all 3 days. If you can only come to one day, it's great. But we know that there's people coming from different countries. And Rick said Saturday that there's a group from Spain that are coming over. They want to put together a documentary on ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. So they're coming to the convention. And who knows, maybe you'll get to be in the documentary. So come on over to Tewksbury, Massachusetts, August 1st through August 3rd. And if you want more details, you can just click on that and it'll tell you all that you need to know. Now into September 26th, the Las Vegas, Nevada ex-Jehovah's Witness meetup. It's 2 days, September 26th. It starts at 6 p.m. and it goes to October 7th, 8 a.m. No, excuse me. I jumped down. Las Vegas meetup is September 26th, 6 p.m. to September 27th, 12 o'clock a.m. Because these are distance away, that's why we have to plan for them. You have to get a hotel, we have to get transportation. And then last but not least is October 2nd is the 5-day cruise, Carnival Frenzy. And that starts October 2nd and it goes to October 7th. If you're interested in that, please go to that site and all the details will be there and what you have to do. If anyone knows of any meetups or you're having a meetup in your local area, please let us know. Honey, you got to get in the frame here. Okay, so that's for meetups. Also, I think on ExJW Friends is the Discord. Please check out our website, www.exjwfriends.com. Okay, let's see. We have some information on there on Discord, and pretty soon we're going to have a page for therapists and life coaches. There's going to be names, pictures, information, how you can get in touch with them. Also on ExJW Friends is the Discord. You can just join Discord right there. They have movie night. They have different people that come on and want to just talk. If you're lonely, just go to Discord. I'm sure there's someone that'll be willing to talk to you somewhere. There's quite a few members. I think 300 members on that. right now. Am I right? I don't know, Shauna. I don't want to misquote. Let's see. The message board. It's not on there, but we have people all the time contacting us, and we thought we would just share a few of their thoughts. We're not going to give any names, but I put them over here in notes so I could find them easily. Okay, just really quick. Okay, yes. We recently, Justin from XJW Diaries did a interview with us, and there were some beautiful comments, and one of them was from Celeste, who's in California, and she has cancer, and she wanted to share this with people that are going through difficulties, maybe end of life, maybe, very traumatic situations. And this is what she wrote. Saw a comment on Justin interview from a blank blank. Husband is in end term of terminal illness. They don't know how to handle. In my case, it's only by accepting the limited time to do each day the best and most fun, most positive things possible. Say I love you lots. Create the best memories to comfort yourselves in the days that follow. These are the only things you can control. Make it real for each of you. Not waste energy on what you're losing. Instead, squeeze every good thing out of what you have left. King David died at 70, and he says he was satisfied and full of years. I feel lucky for now. Forget the rest. Thank you, Fran and Joe, for helping people take charge of their lives. No fear, just each a day at a time. Just my way of saying thank you for sharing and helping others cope and enjoy mortality realistically. Love you guys, Celeste. And we always mention her name because she does give us permission to do that. On another note, we had someone contact us from Alaska. And we had a previous contact in Alaska. So we got the two of them together, exchanged their numbers. And this is what they said. From Alaska. Good morning, Joe and Fran. Thank you for what you're doing for the XJW community. Blank and I had the best 4+ hour conversation yesterday. 4 hours, 4+. We have so much in common. We both agreed being connected to each other, talking, sharing the Watchtower burden is healing. Thank you for connecting us. Can you imagine that? Here, Alaska, we had one contact and then another one contacts us. And the funny thing is, her daughter lives right near the capital. What did I say it was in Alaska? Burbank? No, that's California. You know the capital.
Yeah.
Okay. Keith Backstage. Yes, thank you. Anyway, they're going to connect and see each other in person because her daughter lives there.
Yeah.
And they're going to connect.
Yeah.
So some really positive things. And one more from Canada. She went over to visit her call yesterday, her old call. She sells eggs. Hadn't seen her since we stepped away from service and COVID, etc. We got to talking and I let her know we have stepped away from JW.org as there are so many disturbing things behind the scenes. Yada, yada, yada. I apologized for stopping in so many a time without calling beforehand. She was so gracious, a lovely gal, as well as her hubby. Kindest heart, logical, outspoken. I really hit it off with her. That's why I kept going back. She said something interesting. She said, so-and-so, we had many a discussion and you really believed and your heart spoke louder and clear. I'd remember you opening up, becoming completely authentic, and then something would switch on and you'd quickly get back into JW mode. Dang, so true. I hated being something I wasn't. Guess that's why I was not well liked by some of the pompous, chauvinistic men. Dang, they did not like my outgoingness. Is that a word? I think so. I keep hearing again Joe's words as I've said it before. Good people find good people. I read this quote the other day. When a real person appears, you feel it. Bam, so powerful indeed.
Really. Very nice.
It is beautiful. So those are just some of the notes that we get coming in, and we wanted to share it with you. That's the message board. But Keith is backstage. I think Keith wanted to say something.
Keith, how are you? I think Keith is. There you are.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Hi, how's everything?
Good.
You've connected so many people. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. How's everything with you guys?
Oh, it's every day. Every day is a new day, Keith.
There you go.
It's a new
I'm loving
day,
the
not
show.
always.
Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us and being such a support.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to let you guys know I'm posting some new, trying to get my YouTube channel better.
Good.
So I'll be posting some new stuff soon. And then I just started a GoFundMe for my orchestra. So I'm getting my doctorate in music I'm going back to college and I'm getting my doctorate in music, and I'm building an orchestra. So
Oh my goodness, that's great.
anyone that wants to check out my my GoFundMe, I can send a link to you guys. Hold on a second. I'm gonna send a link to you, Fran.
Okay.
And then perhaps you could let's see here.
Oh, we can post it right here.
Yeah, we can post
Hold
it
on.
right here. Can you post it here, Keith?
To you.
Okay. All right.
Hold on. I just texted it to you, and then I'm gonna see if I can copy it.
All right. I can send it to Shauna right now. Here it is. Yep. Beautiful.
For anyone who doesn't know, Keith is an accomplished pianist. A fabulous.
Oh yeah, he's beautiful.
Well, I'm getting a scholarship to get my doctorate. They're sponsoring me to get
Wow.
so I can be a conductor. So
Wow.
Wow.
let's see here.
Wow.
Okay, I just sent it to Shauna. It's called
Okay.
Donate to Music, Unity, and Hope. Be part of the movement organized by Revitalized Mindfulness. Nice.
So I have a friend. She's helping me organize the orchestra. It's something I've always dreamed of doing. I've played the piano. I've been playing my whole life. So we're going to be touring around the U.S.,
Wow.
but we're going to be training for about 9 months. I have a really great curriculum. I've been teaching for 25 years. And I just want to bring music into this. And I'm actually going to, I don't know. I mean, I might make some Kingdom melodies that are kind of parodies. I don't know. But, listen, obey, and be oppressed or something.
That's
I don't
right.
know. But we've got some good ideas. And yeah, if you can support, that's amazing. Anything. But, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to do a little activism. I met with a lawyer and talked about getting a class action going. I don't know logistics of that, but I would like to start some kind of class action. But anyway, enough about me. I just want to say you guys are so beautiful, and I'm so grateful for you, both of you.
Keith, your best life is better than activism because it shows people the life that they can achieve.
That's it. You just live a happy life.
That's right, and
Yeah.
achieved life. I mean, what you're doing is inspiring. It's inspiring. It really is.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Oh my
I
gosh,
do.
it's Diana.
Hi, Keith. Hi, Joe
Hi.
Fran.
Hello,
Hi,
Diana.
Diana. Keith, I just want to tell you what Del Real Love said in the comment. She said that That's amazing. I heard that's one of the hardest degrees to get.
It is. It's a lot of work. I study every day, so
Wow.
I should get my doctorate by next year. I already have some backing from the community in Santa Barbara, where I live in California. But I've been playing my whole life. I played for Bill Gates when I lived in Vermont. I played for Ted Turner when he gave $1 billion to the United Nations. So I want to take music and use it as a way to kind of inspire people, you know. But I mean, I'm so grateful for you guys. And yeah, I remember I met Diana through, I think you had like a coffee chat group or something. You're
Exodus.
from the Netherlands, right?
Yes.
I remember you. You're awesome.
Yeah, we met on Exodus.
Yes, you're a happy heretic. I love it.
Yeah.
Keith, you
That's
make
great.
us proud.
My beliefs
Keith.
have completely changed. So
Yeah, no, I think you're gonna love what we're doing when you start to see the website. We have another website called lovealwayswins.co.
Wow.
It's not
Oh.
calm because I couldn't get the domain, but I'm gonna get it.
Wow.
And we're building that website up right now. Lovealwayswins.co. And I would love to share my music with you guys. Anybody that's in the XJW community, anyone across the United States, because we're going to do a tour, I'll give you guys a free ticket. I don't care. If you're an XJW, you're a trauma survivor, I give you a free ticket.
So let us know when you're
Yes.
in New York,
So you
Keith.
give us a schedule.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I'll let you know. But yeah, I've been organizing this for a long time, and now we're
Yeah.
getting ready to launch it. It would mean the world to me. You can just subscribe to my YouTube channel, Love Always Wins. Just go to Keith Bush, Love Always Wins. Hold on a second. This is my card. And
Wow.
just check out what we're doing. Love Always Wins, Keith Bush. I'm going to be posting some new stuff. The first 10,000 subscribers, I'm giving away a really big giveaway. But just check out what we're doing, and we're just trying to help, you know, write some music, make some music for people, and make them feel good. That's it.
That's
So
fabulous.
You're a
you're
beautiful.
gonna love what we're doing.
You're a beautiful person, Keith.
So
We
are you
love
guys.
Yeah,
And,
you make
All
us
right, enough
proud.
about me. Let's talk to Diana. She's on.
I just want to let you know that Shauna put your page up, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Your page is up.
All
Okay,
right.
Diana and
you, Keith.
Annie. And we've got about 15 minutes until Will comes on.
Okay.
Will's going to be on for 15 minutes, and then we're going to talk about cult, right?
Yeah, discussion.
Okay.
Others can too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Diana, what's up?
it's great to see Keith here.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you back on YouTube as well.
Thank you.
And you're in the Netherlands, so you're about 6 hours, 5 hours difference ahead of us.
It's 1:30.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I still have vacation, so
Oh, my, you're
Wow,
still on
that's a
vacation. Yeah, it's a
vacation.
long vacation.
2 weeks. Yeah,
Oh,
Oh.
nice, nice.
yeah. We have about 23 days per year, and then, you know, the Christmases, Easter. But I forgot to take vacation last year, so I got all these days
Oh, I see.
also.
Wow. Good for you.
Well, make sure you get to, you know, put some of that time into the more important things like relaxing and enjoying yourself.
Yes,
Make sure of the more important things.
I do. Seeing some friends, and I went out with an aunt and my sister
Nice.
to a flower exhibition in Holland. It's only in the springtime.
Oh, that's lovely. You have tulips, right? No, I'm in the wrong country.
Yes,
No.
tulips.
Tulips, okay.
It's
Yep.
special every spring for us when we see the tulips come up.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a beautiful picture you sent us.
Do you live near Amsterdam?
Yes, Holland's a very small country. But
Okay.
we fit. Our country fits in Maine.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm an hour from Amsterdam.
Wow.
And then I drive for an hour, maybe, yeah, an hour to the east. I'm in Germany. When I drive for an hour to the south, I'm in Belgium.
Mm.
When I drive 5 hours to the south, I'm in Paris, France.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amsterdam's a historic city. It's an incredible history.
Yes, we have how long is it? We have festivities there this year because they exist like, I don't know.
So are you breaking a lot of rules? Like, I don't know, just making sure that you break some of the JW rules.
The JW rules. Oh,
I had my
So-
first birthday last year. No, a couple months ago.
I had my 17th birthday last year.
Nice. Oh, you've been out way long. Well, a long time then.
Yeah, 16 was when I was 16, it was my last birthday.
Okay.
So how fast this cult life is taking over, because I was 15 when I took Bible studies with my mom,
Wow.
and 16 was my last birthday. So
There we go. Just June is on.
Welcome,
Oh,
June.
hi, June.
Hi.
Annie,
How are
June
you?
wanted to jump on, and she said, I don't think what I had to say goes along with the topic. I said, we're just chatting, so come on.
Goes along.
Yeah.
I don't
Good
want
to
to.
hi.
Good to see you guys. I watch sometimes, but I don't always have the time to chime in, so I just
Yeah.
Oh,
watch.
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. We appreciate a few minutes of your time.
I know everyone's so busy nowadays, or at least I am.
That sounds like a presentation. Careful.
No, doesn't it? And I've been out for 6 years. I don't even try. It still comes natural.
I know.
Terrible. No, I wanted to come. I don't know what everyone was talking about. I don't want to just
Doesn't
jump
matter.
in and
Just
disrupt.
No,
whatever, yeah.
We'd like to hear what you have to say, June.
Well, I haven't been on anywhere in a long time. I haven't talked to anybody, so I just wanted to say hi, and I'm doing well. I just celebrated a year and 7 months of sobriety, so that's been wonderful.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So that's been wonderful. But I was saying to Fran when I was texting her that I wanted to say something about the fact that I want to tell people, that are, whether you're just coming out or you've been out for a while, to not to have false hope, but at the same time, don't give up hope of other people waking up.
Mm.
And I say that because I have had a family member in the last year and a half since I've gotten sober make unbelievable changes. They have not left the organization, but they have made unbelievable strides in starting to really see things for what they are, and pulling away from the organization.
Awesome.
Not going to meetings regularly. If my dog starts barking, I'm sorry. He is getting excited about something in the background. I don't know. And, just making very direct comments about things they're seeing that they don't agree with. And the person, I don't want to say who, because, in case somebody recognizes me on here, I don't want to out the person. But at the same time, like this, all right, bud, I know he wants to go outside. I'm really sorry.
Take him.
He's losing his mind. He can't help himself. But you're going to get a little tour of my house. But at the same time, go ahead, puppies. Go. Run. Go soon. At the same time, like they've made all these strides, and it's been wonderful as far as like they're really starting, to see things clearly. And I was so in the beginning trying to force them to see things, I guess is where I want to comment on. I was trying to shove it down their throat because I desperately wanted this family member to see it for what it was. You know, I was like, but you need, and didn't you know, and did you ever see, and, you know, like the typical, you know, like, come on. And of course they, as a typical witness does, you know, no, don't want to hear it. Like, no, you don't know what you're talking about, you know, and pushed me away and was frustrated with me and all that fun stuff, you know. And as I got sober, it was interesting. They saw how healthy I was getting. And I think they saw, which was interesting because I didn't point this out to them. I think they just saw it on their own, how all these worldly people were helping me to get sober. How all these kind worldly people who, you know, they were the ones that were helping me to get pulled together and get on my feet. And, you know, I had tried getting sober as a Jehovah's Witness, and I did technically get sober, but I was miserable sober, and I was struggling being sober as a witness. And all of the witnesses were working against me to be sober. And this person knew it, you know. And then they saw me get sober the second time around, but as a worldly person and worldly people helping me. And they saw how yoga was helping me. And they saw how people
Not yoga.
I know that evil satanic yoga. And they saw how all the people in the yoga community were being so kind to me.
It's awesome.
And this person started going with me sometimes to the local coffee shop. And they saw how all these people that I started going to at the coffee shop were being so kind to me. And then they saw the Jehovah's Witnesses come in from cart work to the coffee shop and how they talked to them, but wouldn't talk to me. And because we were a family member, you know, they made, you know, they I guess they reasoned that it was okay. We were together sort of, but there was some minor backlash to it, but whatever. But in the long run, all of that started saying something to this person by me not saying a word. I didn't say anything.
Beautiful.
It was just them observing all of this. And then it made them come to me and start saying, okay, so they finally said to me the thing I've always wanted them to say, what made you want to quit going to meetings? And I was like, oh, that's what I've been wanting you to ask me all this time.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Much as I wanted to be like, and this and that and blah, 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 and all these things, and here it all is, I said to them, well, I probably could give you about 100 things, and it would probably overwhelm you.
Yep.
I said, because when I first started seeing things for what they were, I said, I can tell you that honestly, I literally started throwing up when I started realizing some of the things about the Jehovah's Witness organization. And they stopped in their tracks and they were like, are you serious? I said, oh yeah. Yeah. I said, so instead of me just jumping into all of it, I said, how about we do this? How about I tell you what I miss about the people in the Jehovah's Witness organization and how many of those people I love still, and I hope one day they will take time to talk to me.
That's awesome.
And they were like, oh, because I knew that's something none of them would ever say if the tables were turned. They would all call me an apostate, say, don't you know she has a YouTube channel, even though I do nothing with it anymore. But I mean, like, I knew that's where they would have jumped if the tables were turned. And I wanted this person to know that that's how I really feel. I do miss all those people. I do love those people. I do care about them. And it really did. I'm on the internet right now. My husband walking through. And I just really wanted, them to see love, what love
Yeah.
really looks like.
I text my mom and dad every day. I love you. I'm thinking about you. They don't expect it because they think you're bitter and angry, but it works. Like if you just live your life happy and just tell them you love them and you miss them. And, I love that approach because they don't expect it.
Right.
How did they respond to you, Keith, when you send them a message?
They usually text me back like, I love you too, praying for you. You have a family to come back to, all this stuff. And I just tell them, well, I love God and I don't know exactly what it's all about, but you're going to die at Armageddon and I'm going to live and stuff like that. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I think you just have to learn to accept. I've been reading this book. It was recommended to me called Let Them. And it's really good. And it's about accepting. And I'm learning to let people be, because when you're Jehovah's Witness, you're super forceful and dogmatic because you want everyone to get saved. I'm always a little kid. I was like knocking on people's doors, like, do you want to pet a panda with me someday? And like all this stuff. And now I'm just like, do whatever you want. I don't push anything on anyone anymore, which is kind of different paradigm psychologically. So, but I think that forcefulness is leaving me and I'm just learning to accept and just tell people I love them no matter what. No matter what you do, I'm going to be here for you. I even told the elders that disfellowship me, if you ever need anything, let me know and care about you guys.
They're learning.
And 607 is definitely the wrong date, stuff like that.
Well, the other interesting thing was one of the girls that was in my wedding that I have been friends. She's 6 years older than me, but she literally came to the hospital the day I was born. We've known each other since the day I was born. She held me the day I was born. Yeah. And our moms were very close. Her mom passed away some years ago. And her brother unfortunately just passed away, who was raised as a witness, but he had not been an active witness for years. He had a lot of health issues and she had been taking care of him. And he died and we hadn't spoken in years, me and her.
Wow.
And I thought, you know what? I am not allowing the Jehovah's Witnesses to dictate how I handle this. And I'm not disfellowshipped or removed, I know is how they say it now. But I thought I'm not removed. And so I'm going to tell her that, I'm going to go give her my condolences and I'm going to tell her face to face. So I went to her home about a month ago. This happened. And I just went there in the afternoon, knocked on the door. Her husband answered and he was very taken back, but they're really kind people. They're really lovely people. And I thought if they're really like put out, they'll just be sort of snippy and I'll leave, but we'll see how it goes. He was so kind. He was taken back, but he was very kind. He invited me in. I was shocked. Wow. And I know they know I have a YouTube channel. Like I am 1,000,000% positive. I know they know I have a YouTube channel. Great. And
I'm sorry. Can we just interrupt you a second?
Yeah.
Sorry. We've got someone that's never been on before. We just want to give a quick hello to Cindy Quick.
Hi, Cindy.
Hey guys. I don't know if you recognize me, Keith.
Thank you.
I met you visiting Jody years ago.
Jody who?
Was Monfette, now she's Jackson.
No way.
Yes. I was best friends with her.
No
for
way.
20 years. So yeah, I'm very fond of the family where your congregation was.
No
and the
way.
friends there.
Carpinteria?
You're repeating
What's
yourself.
that?
Carpinteria, right?
Keith?
No, Royalton.
Royalton. Oh my God. No way.
Yeah.
No way. Hold on a second. I can't believe this is happening right now. So you know all the Whitneys and everything.
I know the Whitneys, the Tolstons,
Oh, I remember you.
Yeah.
You
do?
know my wife passed away, right?
I didn't know that. I'm sorry to hear that.
I can't believe we survived. Now we can have like I don't know, brains. So that's good.
I know. Now that our hearts are shattered and we have to
your
piece them all
daughter?
back together.
You have a daughter. I'm trying to remember.
I do?
No, don't you?
No, I have 3 nieces and a nephew. I don't have any kids of my own.
Okay.
And then my fiance has 2 boys.
This is
So
crazy.
those are
So
my kids.
you were with me. You went to the congregation I went to in Royalton, Vermont.
I visited only. I didn't go there
Oh, thank God.
regularly. But yeah,
You know,
Toby,
we had a couple of
Toby
people
and Simon.
Okay, I was the worst, most pathetically self-righteous idiot there. So sorry.
Hey, no apologies necessary. I know where
It
it came
was,
from.
yeah.
You were just
I mean,
indoctrinated.
I was just this brainwashed Borg member. So sorry.
Hey, Keith,
Beautiful reunion.
Keith, if you want, we'll give you Cindy's information.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God, that would be
Sure.
amazing.
And-
I would
Yeah.
love to chat with you and catch up and make fun of everybody and myself. It would be great.
Yeah.
All right,
Although
that's incredible.
I get very emotional when I talk about Jody though, because she was my
Oh,
best
I know
friend.
Jody. Jody's a sweetheart.
I love her so much.
And Dan, right?
Yeah. Oh, I grew up with Dan.
Oh my God.
He was in my congregation when I grew up before he met Jody.
That's crazy.
So
Oh
I
my
knew
gosh,
Dan
we
since
have
I
to
was a kid.
have to connect. Please, let's get me your information somehow.
we will,
You will.
Keith.
All right,
will.
enough about that. Will's on and other people are on, so
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm
But it's
talking
good
to
to
you.
see you
That's incredible.
again.
Happy for
You
I'm
too.
sorry, I'm cooking dinner, but
Okay,
I wanted
let
to
me
come
have
on and
some
say hi.
later, okay?
Thank you for coming on, Cindy. We met Cindy and her fiance when we had our meetup at Mr. and
Yep.
Mrs. Bob's. Keith.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, thank you so
Thank you,
much.
guys.
I'm so
Oh
glad
wow,
that
what
you
an
got this
incredible,
feedback.
that's incredible.
Yeah. Nice.
You guys have so
reunion.
many success stories, Joe and Fran. Thank
Yeah,
you
they
so
do.
much
You
for
are it.
everything that you do.
And
You
you
are
are
it.
too. All of you.
I can't say
All
enough.
of you.
I
You
want
are
to chat with
it.
you sometime.
All right. Take care and keep making the music. I
I
like it.
will.
See you
Thank
later.
Bye.
Thank you, Keith.
And
Thank you for
Cindy.
coming on, Cindy. Let's see now. Will has about 15 minutes. He just wants to talk about a book that he wrote,
Yeah.
right? Right, Will? And the rest of you want to stay on. And June,
I
thank
have
you
to
so
go.
much for coming on. Thank you, Keith, for coming on.
I'm gonna buy your book, Will. I'll find it.
Love you, Keith.
Love
All right,
you,
you guys.
Keith. Thank you.
We're
Keith.
healing. We're getting better.
That's right.
That's right.
It's visible. It's visible.
All right. Guys, nice to talk to y'all.
You too.
Love, remember,
Bye.
Remember-
Love never fails.
remember, Keith. Yep.
It
Love
doesn't.
never-
It never does, except on the Sabbath. Okay, bye.
Thank you, June, for coming on. You can stick around if you want to. I know you got a busy schedule, but we just wanted to hear from
Yeah,
Will.
Will, glad to see you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Can you hear us, Will?
Great. Yeah. Can you guys hear me all right?
Really
Yes,
good. Really
perfect.
good.
Okay. All right.
Tell
Yes,
us what you've
sir.
been up to. Tell us what you've been up to.
Are you guys getting feedback? Is anyone else getting feedback or is that just
Not
me?
here.
No,
No.
maybe you have 2 devices on. You have to have just one. You have to turn off your YouTube channel, and you're just on StreamYard now.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Oh, excuse the language. Yeah, thank
That's
you.
okay.
I didn't realize I had that on. Yeah, that was all me. Me and technology.
Oh, yeah.
Whoops. Okay. There we go. I need to put my glasses on. That's part of the problem. I'm getting old.
Mm.
I'll be struggling to see, and I got my glasses right in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see y'all. It's good to see you guys.
And you too.
So yeah, I've got coming up on the 17th of this month. I've got a book coming out called Amor Fati, The Love of One's Fate. I've got an author proof here, and so it's not quite how it's going to fully look, but that's it there. So that's me about 2003, about like I was around 9/11. So it says, Amor Fati, the love of one's fate. An incredible true story of going from PTSD to post-traumatic growth.
Uh-huh.
And the summary that I wrote up for the back is, this is a true story of survival through traumas, hardships, and betrayals. It educates on what it is to grow up in an abusive cult and home life. This is a real-life love story that will be talked about for generations. It is a story of service to one's community and country. The military themes of honor, bravery, and sacrifice are embodied in this book from a decorated military first responder on 9/11/2001. This is an account of post-traumatic growth, of learning how to struggle well after a lifetime of PTSD. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke. So this is at the moment on Amazon, the digital format, the Kindle is up for pre-order, and I should have the paperback and the hardback, the hardcover. Should be up on the website on Amazon within a few days. And like I said, the release date is May 17th.
Can, Will, can you spell that more and the last part?
Roger, it's AMOR and then Fati, FATI. Yeah,
Thank
hold it
you.
up so you can
Love
see
of
it.
one's fate.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It's compelling.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it ought to do some good in the world.
All of our efforts together are helping more and more people, more than we know.
Yes, man. That's the whole point of all of it. Is just all of us working together, and this will help bring some healing and a lot of education, like we spoke of at the protests. And the idea is obviously to be a broad spectrum, a broad appeal for the book, and that's just going to add. That's just going to help all our cause for. Yeah, a little bit of love and justice, I guess, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you, Will. So, who do you feel will identify with your book? I'm sure you've thought about that.
Yeah, in particular, anyone that's gone through trauma, and that's broad spectrum. It goes into quite a bit into detail of my life and Vicky's together. You can't tell my story without her. It's just not possible. And together, the way they highlight, like I said on the back of the book, growing up in an abusive home life and cult, that it's going to be a real good education for the world about what the changes that we're seeking to make among the Jehovah's Witness religion.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's so the target audience, you also have the military side of things as well. And so that's going to, especially in the US, a lot of people in Europe don't quite understand the level of patriotism and respect that is had for those that risk everything to keep the rest of society safe. So that's going to have broad appeal in the US as well. When all of those guys go through trauma, and this is going to help point anyone that goes through trauma, everyone from first responders and military to little kids that have gone through some stuff and just need to feel less alone. Although this book is not intended for anyone under 18, that's obviously that we're talking about some. I'm not, yeah, for obvious reasons. It's a bit
Just
blunt at points.
Just for the audience, were you there during 9/11?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, my platoon, the Presidential Salute Battery, we were the first to go through the breach at the Pentagon. I have pictures. There's pictures in the book as well of Vicky and myself. I was given a medal for my actions during the events of 9/11.
Wow.
Actually, 1 second.
We should thank you for your service.
Yes, thank
No,
you.
it's my honor. I would do it all again, to be honest. This is metal paperwork that I got, and I'll read it to you real quick. It's the Department of the Army. This is to certify that the Secretary of the Army has awarded the Army Achievement Medal to Specialist Kenneth Chandler for exceptionally meritorious achievement while in support of Operation Noble Eagle. His tireless efforts and professional excellence set the standard during our nation's time of tragedy. His actions reflect great credit upon himself, his unit, and the United States Army. From 11 September 2001 to 30 September 2001. Signed by James F. Laufenberg, Colonel Infantry Commanding. And that's PO number 291-27 for anyone that wants to verify that.
No, thank you, Will.
You make us proud.
If I can put it back on the desk. Yeah, thank you. So that's the idea is to use all of it. You know, the concept of amor fati. It's going back to the Stoics, and you can find a lot of references to it. And it's love of all of it. You know, I wouldn't change a thing because look at the good I get to do in the world now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's true of all of us. Like every single person that's been through something. The definition of a hero is an ordinary person who's gone through something extraordinary and comes back to their community to share the lessons that they learned of that to better their community so other people don't have to go through those same hardships. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do.
Beautiful. That's inspiration.
And that's for all of us. That's every single person can do that in their community.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, that's how we change the world.
Yes, sir.
And it's our world, but it's the one we live in. And it's the one others live in too. And they're touched by that. And it makes their world a more special world. You don't ever want to underestimate that. And I know you don't.
Yeah, so I guess one big thing, because this is obviously I'm a first-time author, and I'm hoping to get some reviews out there once. So people if you end up reading the book, if you don't, again, it doesn't come out to the 17th. But if you want to, if you're willing to leave a review, that would definitely help things out and be very much appreciated. Again, the idea of this is worldwide distribution. So we'll see what happens.
We're watching.
If you have a link to it, I know Shauna just put a link for Keith's GoFundMe. If you have a link for the book, we can put it on ExJWFriends. That's our website where people go, and it's we can put it there too.
Roger, yeah, I'll have to forward that to you. I might just wait until the paperback and the hardcover.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when you're ready. When you're ready, no rush.
But it is up. The digital version is up on Amazon. But I don't know. Call me old fashioned, but I prefer a paper. So
yeah, me too. Me too. I like the paper.
I agree.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to let me jump on here and talk the book a bit.
I appreciate you being part of us and sharing it with us.
Yes, thank you, Will.
Yeah, and thank you. You're welcome, and thank you to everyone that said, thank you for my service.
Yeah.
Yeah, and say hello. Say hello to Vicky for us.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, she'll watch this. She'll watch this sometime soon, but she's obviously it's middle of the night there, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vicky.
yeah, you found it.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful. Thank you.
I don't know why the price has changed. That's not the price I set. I'll have to figure out why the price is different on there. Yeah, because that's not I set it at a bit lower than that. But we'll see. Maybe they're forcing me to sell it for more than I want to.
She's in Canada, I think. So the price might be different because.
Oh, yeah. I don't have my glasses on, so I couldn't see. It wasn't in USD. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the price is set for the ebook. It's for $11. For the paperback, it's for $17, and for the hardback, that'll be $27.42. So I'm trying to keep things fairly inexpensive. Again, the point isn't about making money. The point is to spread awareness. So hopefully those prices are conducive for a lot of people.
They'll work.
I look forward to, I know you don't know me. Hi, I'm Deanna.
I think we talked on here once before, maybe.
I think we did. Yeah, a while back. But thank you so much for not only your service and bravery, but for doing this and taking the time to write this book, because that must take a monumental amount of time to sit down and write an entire book. I can't even imagine.
Mostly, it was a lot of focus. I had kind of written an outline of it in my head over the course of a few years, and it didn't. To get the initial copy down, it took me 7 weeks, and then I've been editing it since myself. I've gotten some feedback from people, and I've edited it myself. But yeah, it was me typing out stories that I'd said many times in my head or to people. So
Right.
it's kind of like a little bit in like a journal format, and it skips back and forth between me and Vicky.
Okay.
So it was actually fairly easy to write, to be honest. Like if you've told stories before, well, just
That's
write,
true,
just
yes.
pretend you're talking to someone and type as you go, or record what you're saying, record your story, right? This is one thing I did for my book. Record your story and then play it back, and it's written for you already. Just type what you said to yourself.
Yeah.
Well, if you're as long-winded as me, it would end up being a 1,000-page book just because I used too many adjectives.
Well, I did. It took me 7 weeks to write it, and what is this? 4 or 5 months to edit it. So it's not
Wow.
like it's not like it's not like writing it and it was done. You know what I mean? That was just like the first draft done in that long. So
Yeah, you're crafting it. Yeah.
so my eyes, honestly, and I got an old eye injury from the Army. My eyes are noticeably worse. I'm struggling quite a bit. I'm hoping this isn't permanent, but writing the book has taken quite a toll on me physically. So I'm hoping I haven't made it worse permanently, but we'll find out.
Well, that's what I mean. It's a labor of love. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm really excited to get this out there and just see the good we can do. I think this is going to be huge. It'll be really good for the ExJWFs Witness community, help bring us together, and I think it'll be one of the biggest blows that the Watchtower has experienced.
Yeah. They're under the impression that we lost faith, and I repeat to everybody, I have not lost my faith. No.
Well, you can't read my book and not realize that that I'm a product of the Bible. I'm a product of the Jehovah's Witness faith. So it's not all negative. Now, they got some stuff to fix by all means. But at the end of the day, if you like my story, I'm a product of the Bible.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. No, and others I'm sure resonate with that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Will.
Yes.
You got to read between the lines on a lot of things, right?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for coming on and sharing.
And,
it's my pleasure. I really appreciate it. Like I said, a little bit apprehensive. I've never done anything like this, like writing and stuff like this. So, yeah, I appreciate the support. As does Vicky, of course. It's pretty emotional for both of us. So yeah, we appreciate it. I'll let you guys get back to doing it, though. I know you've given me probably more time.
We look forward to coming back too with some reviews and some elaborating on the things that you've written too.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Yeah, Vicky and I plan on being available to fill in blanks, and our goal is to this is we've only just begun this fight.
That's great.
Amen. Great. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
All right. It's good to see you all, and
Love
thank you
you.
again.
You too.
Love
you.
you.
Too, Bill.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Will.
Bye.
Thank you. We have some great people involved in our group organization. We're an organization. We're organized.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about we're going to do cult talk.
Cult talk. Yeah, that's an organization, isn't it? Cult is an organization. Jump in as you'd like too, folks, but I'd just like to I constantly realize that if it wasn't for people, we couldn't have cults.
Mhm.
You need people in order to have cults, because people were attracted to cults. And it's not a bad thing in a sense. It's really not. It's not like being attracted to poison. No, we're attracted to something that we feel expresses who we are, or where we can express who we are. And that's why people collect together in groups, because you can't do it as a hermit. Hermit. I don't know if some people don't know what a hermit is. A hermit is someone who chooses to live alone, on their own, away from others. That they don't combine with other people. They're hermits. Most people are not hermits. There's no hermit cult because they don't group together. There isn't. Everyone else basically collects together in some kind of collection, organization. And interesting, the root for cult is cultus, either cultus or culta. I see two different ones, which basically means to cultivate or to grow. In the fact that plants have to be grown. You put them in the ground, but someone has to do the work to get them to come the way we'd like them to come. In other words, we don't just want them to randomly grow. We want them to grow in a convenient way, in a way that we can use them, beneficial for us as individuals. Well, in like manner, people, we need to be cultivated like that, to grow in a way that's beneficial, healthy, productive, valuable. Now, if you look up the definition of cult, in many places there's a negative to it. It talks about high control, could be abusive. Interestingly, it always associates it with religion, an extremism of religion. And the reality is, people were looking for that because and this is where a cult comes in initially in our culture, because we all live in a culture, which comes from the word cult. It's like basically, we live in a large cult, but we've come to accept it. It's large. We fit into it. We've accepted the rewards of it. We've also accepted the penalties, because there's penalties and sicknesses within our culture. Every culture is that way. There's some rewards and there's some benefits. Well, we were born-ins. we were all born-ins to our culture. We're born-ins. Oh, well, must be good for us. Oh, a lot of people think that, well, maybe it's not good for us. When you think of the problems, the health problems, the emotional problems, just the fact that, interestingly, that part of the culture we were born in sends its young to war. That's a culture. It's a warring culture. For why? Well, there's a lot of reasons why. We believe that that's going to result in peace for us. Unfortunately, it results in loss for families as well. That's part of the culture that we come from. And basically, it's that way earth-wide, mostly. Now, there's some other cultures where that's not present. People don't do that. Cultures around the world have differences and similarities. But again, this thing called cult is where the individual in the cult, in the culture they were born into, they find something's missing. There's something that doesn't talk to me. There's something that I need that my culture doesn't provide me. And that's where the leaders of these cults, they know. See, they know us better than we know ourselves at that point. And and that's why, unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not sure how you want to look at it, that we were warned by the leader of this Watchtower cult. At one point, it was Rutherford, said that religion is a snare
And a racket.
and a racket. Both. Those are two different things. Those are two powerful different things. He was very accurate, very forthcoming, it was a red pill if I ever heard one. We just didn't know how to react to that. And they knew that. See, they had some knowledge that we didn't have about us, about how we'd react, and about what their outcome was going to be. That's the culture that we live in. A culture where cults can take hold. Oh, wow. Well, so in other words, the culture I was born into allows cults to take root. Oh, that means basically I'm fair game. You're fair game for someone to see that you're a creature of need, and they're going to attempt to fill our need and offer things to us. Well, unfortunately, they're going to look for something in return, and it's going to be a racket because they're not going to do this without benefiting themselves. In other words, they don't love us. they don't love us. Now
They
we
love
know
what we
that.
can do for them.
I'm sorry.
I said they love what we can do for them.
Oh,
That's
exactly.
right.
Yeah, we're the batteries, and they want our power. You know, and see that we think that we're going to be energized by that involvement. Wow. It works. So when so we look back and realize, oh my goodness, how could that have happened? It happened because they knew more than I knew. They knew more than you know. Had we known, we probably would have done something different. I vouch for that. I would have. Well, now we do know. So now the question becomes, are we still accessible? Are we still vulnerable to cults? And what I would say is probably, it being very realistic, probably. It's like, oh, really? Haven't we learned our lesson? Well, yes, to a degree. We have. But basically, we don't want to stop learning. We do not want to stop learning the lesson. Because there are ones that know deeper than we know. And the best we can do at this point is to be very cautious, to be watchful. And this is where, obviously, being in connection with others who've been through the same thing can have the feedback and the insight. Because I'll be the first one to know my insight is not infinite at this point. It's just a little better than it was previously, a little better. But my goal is to keep gaining in that insight. Because, like I said, I haven't personally lost my faith. I lost that religion, but not my faith. And that's the insight that I had, it's like my faith are my understandings.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Watchtower and other cults do. They take mine, and I've got to make it theirs. I have no more mine with cults. No more mine. And they want me to take on theirs.
Jane Spitfire says, Joe, question. My ex-JW sister says anytime you do anything routine, it is a cult. You think that's true?
I belong to a coffee cult. I don't know if people know that. It's very routine. I wake up in the morning to get coffee. That's a cult. I know. Okay, so be it. But the question becomes, good point. Question becomes, is it harmful? Is it beneficial? What effects is it going to have on me? What effect does it do for me? I need to take that into consideration. It's excellent. It's an excellent question. Yeah. Cult generally, the definition for cult generally includes a religion. In other words, a religious observance, meaning probably some concept of who God is, the nature of God. So I don't know about coffee as being a cult, but if I started worshiping the coffee God, then I'd worry about that. But I just enjoy its flavor.
But I think in order for it to be a cult, it would have to involve other people. Just
Yeah.
because you have a routine of something,
Yeah.
it's not anything
Yeah.
it's a cult.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
listen to Steve Hassan,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
talks about that there are cults of all kinds. There's political cults. There are, right. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
There's also cults within multi-level marketing. I've been in that. And they can almost treat you as if you have left a religious cult if you stop working for their company. And they will shun you. So there are a lot of different cults. But no, I don't think a routine is the same as a cult.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. But that's part of it because they lock people into a routine. But this is interesting. This is where the exchange comes in. It's like, oh, these people want me to do this and do that and do this. Oh, I'll just do that. But wait a minute. The question becomes, well, what's in it for me? You know, everybody, why should I do it if I don't benefit from it somehow? Oh, and this is where the promises come in. See, cults have promises. Now, this is where we have to be careful. Cults project a promise, which makes me willing to give what they ask or demand. So now, oh man, oh, you mean I may be greedy? There's a greed. Yeah. Well, and if we weren't needy, greedy, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. Because the question becomes, why should I do that for you? Why should I go to these meetings? Why should I read your publications? Why? Why? It's a waste of my time. Or on the other hand, oh, wow. With this, I can have these things that I desire. And they know that. So, we can be done in by our own desires. And that's where we have to be careful, because every one of us has desires and needs. Every one of us. Just because we left one cult organization doesn't mean, well, I'm all deculted now, no problems. I'm just going to be a hermit. No, we're not going to be hermits. Some may be hermits, but most people, we're going to be social. We're going to look for social. We're going to look for someone who we identify with, who identifies with us, who, satisfies our need for each other. But we have to be careful.
Hi, you guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
I say all the time now that I grew up, because of the cult word is just too much for people, that I grew up in a high control culture.
That's true.
Because you
That's
can't
exactly
argue
what
with
it
that
is.
one.
No, it is. Right. High control. And see, that's one of the situations. So the question is, well, look, Dinah, what's wrong with high control?
What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Well,
What are the effects of this high control?
I think
so?
by just watching nature be imprisoned, we can, and be in captivity, I should say.
Okay.
They don't function the same way.
Okay.
And we're nothing but more intelligent animals. So
Right.
it would make sense that if we are put in a controlled situation, that we can't make the decisions of whether to jump up or to crawl into a small space, because that's all I have. It does stuff to your mind, and it messes you up.
Mm-hmm.
So again, as human creatures, we shouldn't be dominated.
Oh, it robs you of who you are. You don't get to be yourself.
Yeah. I wouldn't need what do I need a brain for? Well, but then animals have brains, but they don't necessarily have let's say the free will that we have, the expression, see, it's interesting. Animals can't act like humans, but humans can act like animals. They have that.
Yeah.
They have that ability.
So what do you think about this? Jane Spitfire said, I told my ex-JW sister about our group. She said, you are in a cult. I told her, nope, love these folks, and they are good souls. We are similar but different. And the one thing that stands out in my mind is if you had to leave and go do something else and you wanted to graduate, be our guest, because we're not going to shun you.
So Jane, she gave you an open. She said she's claiming this is a cult. Oh yeah. Well, what makes you say that? And then you can bring out the factors that identify a cult.
Yeah. And if you just go online, Joe went online and he said cult definition, and it gives several things that are characteristics of a cult. And you can check against, what she thinks you're in now, this being a cult, and see if it lines up.
That's perfect. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Richard. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for
Richard.
having me. I said I needed to get on here for a little bit and see everybody and say hello.
Good to see you.
I'm out of town at the moment, but I still was able to sneak on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can I tell you guys a story real quick, and then I gotta hop off?
We're here.
So I told my dad, because my dad was supposed to be considering coming to visit, because they haven't really seen my youngest.
Wow.
I don't know. Did they see her at all? I don't even know. We just don't, because they live down there, we live up here, kind of thing, and it's always weird around holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always been like they know we're not, we celebrate holidays, but it's kind of like we dance around it and ignore it. So I was just struggling emotionally and having a difficult time handling my triggers. And I was like, you know what? I can't hide anymore. So I told my dad that you guys are more than welcome to come, but you need to know that I'm an activist against Jehovah's Witnesses. And I have a YouTube channel that tells my story. And it didn't go well. Like, he was not, receptive of it. And I kept, like, some of the things that he would say, like the fact that, my offender didn't go to jail. He was like, do you know how much he suffered being labeled as a pedophile? And I'm like, wow, really?
Oh my goodness.
Like, and it's just absorbing some of the stuff. And I know it's just because he's defending, because I threatened his, core beliefs, like to his face. And I know it wasn't exactly the way I wanted to do it, but it's out there now, at least. And now it's no longer my burden. I don't have to worry about
It's so good. It's so
if
good.
they find out,
Yeah.
are they going to just stop talking and are they going to turn their back on my kids and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's so good you came out in front. It's so good. It really is. Good for you. Brave.
He hasn't texted me back.
Why?
So after my last text, a little text here and there, and then it was just kind of drop. So not holding my breath, but
Diane, and everyone, we view cults as toxic because it's been proven they're toxic. They're dangerous. They're destructive. They're toxic. We've got to use the same cautions with individuals too, with people in our lives, not just with organizations. Someone could be toxic for you. Doesn't matter what the relationship is. If they're toxic, they're toxic. And we owe it to ourselves. We owe that to ourselves, as difficult as it is sometimes.
well, I think it's a test of conditional love because he always claims that he has control of his mind and, he does, and he's never donated and, he justifies all these little things. And I'm like, but your mind is not your own still. Like,
Yeah.
And you say you have conditional love, but, in the back of my mind, I'm like, but if you knew I had a YouTube channel, I'm not so sure that you would be considering the same thing. Like, they still have hope that one day, I'll be fixed.
Yeah.
And come back to, Jehovah's Witnesses when it's just like,
I understand.
it was Jehovah's Witnesses that led a third-time sex offender in my life. It was Jehovah's Witnesses that led me into horrible situations that led me to be assaulted. I have PTSD from all kinds of stupid from growing up as Jehovah's Witness. And I'm like, and just telling my story, my life story, which he says I'm twisting, just telling my story would cause them to not want to talk to me. So I want, it's just unreal to me. But I'm glad it's over.
Well, I'm inspired by your being true to yourself, Diana.
You have courage. Can I just share something I saw on ExJW Reddit? It's called Grieving the Parents I Thought I Had. I don't know if you saw this, Diana. This person is Pimo, but apparently his parents found out and decided to soft shun me, telling me how I won't be in the will unless I'm serving Jehovah. I don't know, Sylvan Beach. Okay. And they are not really interested in having a relationship with me unless I'm Pimi. This behavior has made me think a lot about the kind of parents they are and the kind of relationship we actually have. I find that I'm grieving parents I wish I had, ones that love and care about me regardless of my beliefs. It's made me very sad to think that their love is conditional based on my standing in this organization. The level of control JW parents want is truly unbelievable, even to their adult children.
Well, that's so true.
Yes, that's true.
Wow.
And this is what Keith was talking about, acceptance. See, so now if we struggle with that and are constantly in stress over the fact that they're not, well, until a person changes their mind on that, they're going to have that stress. Now, you know, it's nice to change things that we can change, but it's not nice to try and change things that won't change. That sets up so much stress in ourselves. It's not sensible. And at some point, we need to acknowledge that, whether or not it's realistic, whether or not it's likely.
Mm-hmm.
It's our determination to make. It's ours. You know, we may hold out hope, but if it's not likely, it could very well be just a false hope.
I agree.
Especially if it prevents us from moving forward.
You know, and like Keith said too, he always lets his parents know that he loves them
Yeah.
and he'll be there for him.
Yeah.
Not about the organization, not about Jehovah's Witness, them.
Yeah.
You know, focusing on them, his parents, your parents, our children. And we do from time to time, we'll text our children. We never get a response, but we let them know we love them, we're here for them. And, you know, really we can't say the words that we want to say.
They can't be heard.
Right, they're not heard.
I don't
Yeah.
think they're heard.
Right, we don't know if
We
they're
don't know
heard or
if
not.
they're
We have
heard.
no idea.
You can say them. But
We
don't-
can say them, but we don't know
but
if they're
we don't
heard.
get any
Yeah,
response
thank you.
back.
Right.
And wouldn't we would like a response.
Mhm.
Well,
But you can't
you can
force
always
that.
get what you like.
No, you can't force
No.
it. But you can tell them how you feel. And I know you've tried over the, you know, since we've known you, you've had this constant, you know, trying to have a rapport, at least with your father.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a constant battle. So, you know, I usually just write poetry. So I got a little backlog, which I finished one today, and I was going to share it with you guys if I can.
Yes, please. Yes.
You couldn't hear me.
No.
I don't know
No,
how
we
to
lost you.
let me. Yeah. So I was trying to see if I could go to the other screen, but it won't let me do it. Maybe I'll send it to you guys, and you guys can read it later.
Okay, so you can't work it out where you can speak it, Dinah?
Yeah. I have to get a different device.
Okay. If you can work it out, yes. Otherwise, we'd be more than happy to read it either way.
Mhm.
Yeah, y'all will be on for a little bit more. What I'll do is I'll take care of the tiny ones, and then I'll hop back on my laptop. I'll be able to do it there.
Okay,
we're
sounds
here.
good.
We're here.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks.
Oh,
Thank
thank you.
Bye.
So, are we cult creatures? We're creatures that went through a cult.
Hmm.
Could we be susceptible to another cult? Absolutely. Because we haven't stopped needing, you know, other people, haven't stopped needing to be validated or to be taught, because that's what cults do too. They do expose and they cultivate into the person something that they may be wanting, or they may just plain out be promising. They're promising something. So it's knowledge of ourself is probably the most beneficial thing.
They have the same behavior.
Mm.
You know, when I woke up with my friend Doreen in England, she's Dutch, but she lives in England. And when you wake up, you recognize, we thought the whole world's a cult, you know, a cult and a cult and a cult. But also so she doesn't go to any of the, let's say, Bible study groups. I did, but sometimes you just recognize certain, behaviors and things that people say, and then you think, I recognize this. This is just another cult.
Mm-hmm.
Like with my friend Laurie Jane, she was in another Bible study group. There were some ex-witnesses there, and she had a very, very good friend, a best friend, who supported her for the past 4 years or so. And then, so this person invited Laurie Jane for, from the channel Finding Laurie Jane, for a conference, a Christian conference. And Laurie Jane said, well, I don't know if you would like to speak, if you would like me to speak there, because my beliefs are changing. And I was at this Bible study group, and the person said, she wrote in the chat, well, because of her change in beliefs, our relationship has changed.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Oh my! She was not an JW. She's never been JW, but she had this Bible study group, and that's exactly the same behavior.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm.
But maybe I can share something. I put it in the Exodus group. Something from the literature of JWs. Can I share it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I hope it works. Share screen. Even kijken. Can I share it? Uploads. Wait a minute. Where is it?
While you're getting it, one of the big things that many people have, we all do to some extent, is the need for belonging.
Mm-hmm.
The hermit doesn't have a very powerful need
Oh,
for
I have
belonging,
it.
but most people do. Most of us do.
We're social creatures. So we want to belong to something.
Mm-hmm.
I found it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I had to put it on WhatsApp. Can you see it? Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We see the page. Can't
Yeah.
read it, but we can see it.
You can't read it?
No.
Maybe you can make it bigger. Oh, I can make it.
Wait a minute.
It's a watchtower.
I have to
Yeah,
get out.
I can see it.
When people change their beliefs,
Wow.
they may decide that they.
Yeah, it's here.
Okay. Is that it? Oh, where it's highlighted.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It says no one should be forced
Oh.
to worship in a way that he finds unacceptable,
Mm-hmm.
or be made to choose between his beliefs and his family. Does study of the Bible lead to a family breakup? No. In fact, the Bible encourages a husband and wife who practice different religions to remain together as a family.
Oh my goodness.
Now, watch what they read. So this is from The Awake in 2009.
2009.
Now read what they put in a watchtower. Here they say, really, what your beloved family member needs to see is your resolute stance to put Jehovah above everything else, including the family bond.
Wow.
What year was that one? That was one?
A watchtower
Uh-huh.
from 2013, 15.
Wow. 15. Wow. What a
15th
change.
January. Yeah. Let's see. Well, it's in the Exodus group, so you can get it there.
So which of those statements is truth?
Yeah. Well, what it does is it filters out and selects out the individual whose mind can be affected by it. That's what it does. That's what that organization does not allow people to be who they are. It knows how to select out from the crowd of people the ones that they want to be the way they want them to be. They know how to cultivate. They know how to cultivate worshipers. They're kind of worshipers. They don't want you to worship the way you worship. They want you to worship the way they want you to worship. That's all there is to it. They know how to do it. They know how to do it. See, they're the dominators, and we would be the dominated, and to our injury. And so when we admit we've been injured by it, and so at this point, from this point on, personally, I say, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. If there's rules that I didn't make up, if there's guidelines that I didn't come out with, if there's meetings that I didn't develop, if there's schedules that I didn't make up, it's not mine. It's their religion. It's theirs, not mine.
Yeah,
And if you want to take, go ahead.
Then they taught us how to go out and be recruiters for the cult.
Yeah, exactly.
We were all cult recruiters.
Exactly.
They taught us, it shaped us the way they wanted us to be, the best they could at least. And then we were supposed to go out and duplicate ourselves.
Shaped to be shapers. Yeah. And to me, I look back at that and say, there's a genius behind this.
Yeah.
But there's no love.
This is Fran.
But it lacks
Yes.
love. But there's a genius behind it. I get it. I really do. And unfortunately, it connects with some people. There are some people that like to be close to that kind of genius, because there's some people that literally do not love. And so, frankly, for them, they have found their place. I believe not only Watchtower, but others of the owners of this system, they know that. They know that people differ by their ability to love or their inability to love. They know that.
I do recall that we oftentimes almost sought out people who came from dysfunctional families,
mm-hmm.
and people who were in trauma at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they became prime candidates. I mean, they already were suffering, and then you love bomb them.
Yeah.
And that, that makes them feel good. Of course, they want to be there. They want to be among this group. They want to be a part of this tribe.
Yeah.
But that's why there's so many dysfunctional people, because we kind of focused on those kind of people, not educated people, not well-rounded people. They were smart enough to shy away from us, but the average.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I agree. I also have to acknowledge too. There's many quote unquote intelligent, educated people who might be attracted for the genius of the organization, not because of the love.
Well, of course, intelligence is different than, being emotionally damaged.
Exactly.
They can be intelligent, but be lacking in some other area that the cult appeals to.
Oh yeah. For example, they may look and say, "Hey, now, I get what they're doing, and I can do it too, just like them."
Well, there's that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a question from one of our callers. He's listening, but he's at work. I think he lives in Florida. He was originally from Jamaica. The question is if anyone knows any of the history about C.T. Russell. Was he baptized before becoming an international Bible student? And then as an international Bible student, did he get baptized? Because the question is, if he did get baptized, the person that baptized him must have been greater than Russell. If Russell was supposed to be the first one. You follow the question?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait a minute now. Why do you have to be greater?
If you baptized him?
Why?
Well, or if
All you have to do is be baptized.
right. So that means that someone was baptized before Russell? Is that what you mean?
Well, wait a minute now. Unless I'm wrong, what if I realize, hey, you know, I need to be baptized. I want to be baptized. And there's no one there who understands what I'm doing, but I do. Could you baptize me, please?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure. And see, baptism is of the individual. It's not the person who baptizes you.
Right.
I don't think they have to be anything.
Right. And the question.
And do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
That's why you are being
right. You could ask someone to baptize you.
Yeah.
Right. So did anyone ever mention that he was baptized as an International Bible student, or before becoming that he was a Seventh-day Adventist or whatever?
It was something else.
Yeah, he was. So was he baptized as that?
Yeah.
Shauna just put up something about him being Presbyterian. And
Right.
the date of his baptism was not known.
Okay. Okay. For
Yeah.
what? Yeah, just a question.
Well, here's an interesting point too, related to it, unrelated. Sometimes we have discussions with the people that come in the shop or anywhere, and they ask, they know that we left that organization, Watchtower, and they say, so what are you now, and what religion do you go? And I say, I don't go anywhere.
Right.
I don't go anywhere. I said, if I have any religion, my religion is I go out of my way to do what I can to show love that I've learned and share it with others. That's my religion. I make a point. And then I ask them, what's your religion? And they may give a name of a certain big religion. And then I ask them again, and it says, well, so that's your religion? Yes. And I said, did you come up with it? Or is that someone else's that you took on? And so the point being, that is not their religion. It's the religion they subscribe to. So the question becomes, well, what if you had a religion, what would your religion be? Because obviously you have that ability to form your own beliefs and your
That's
faith.
an interesting perspective.
Yeah,
I
because
like
there's so many men that just put out all these different religions. It's like magazines you can subscribe to. Oh, I see you got Life magazine, if anyone knows what Life magazine is, or National Geographic. So is that your magazine? Yes, my magazine. Oh, did you make it? You made that? Wow, it's a great magazine. No, I just subscribe to it. Oh, I see. You subscribe to it. Mm-hmm. Same with a religion. And people are at that point right now. So many people are leaving so many religions.
Right.
I mean, this is not just casual. They're realizing they're leaving Christianity. They're leaving religions, and realizing that for what they've been worth. and they're asking the question, well, if there is no religion, what do we need? What can we do? Because we have to have something. You know, gotta have something. Yeah. Just where you collect somehow for what, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, you could collect for different things. I mean, tomorrow we're going to go make sandwiches for the homeless.
Yeah.
We also joined a group of muzzle loaders, and we
It's not charity.
And we go shooting like sometimes every Sunday. we had an opportunity to tell a couple of the people there, because we don't usually bring it up.
No, we don't call it.
But at the end, we said, normally we wouldn't be able to come to these things because for 36 years we were Jehovah's Witnesses. And on Sunday, we would be at the meetings. And we explained to him why we left. And he goes, really? He said he had no idea. And so it's an opportunity on an individual basis. If we feel comfortable with the person, we're not blasting
Yeah,
it.
we're not there to use their format.
No. But it's just funny, not funny, but at least now on Sundays, we're taking these trips and enjoying, new people. They're
Great.
They're
Great
very
bunch of
safety
guys.
conscious
Great bunch of guys.
because, they're handling a muzzle loader. So
They're
yeah,
all older guys.
they're all older. This one, Ralph, he's 88 years old. I said, Ralph, what are you cooking for dinner tonight? And he gave us this Italian name, spaghetti with anchovies and everything. And, just a fun bunch of guys, really. But anyway, just a side point.
So in other words, your life is your expression. If you insert yourself into someone else's cult, you're taking on their expressions for you. And the question becomes, is that what you really want to do? Now, maybe some people really do want to do that. Maybe that is the meaning of their life. Maybe they don't have that emotional or even intellectual ability or desire to come up with something, on their own that they extract from around them. I understand.
Yeah, I really liked Will's statement that when he said, and I could really relate to that I am a product of the Bible.
Yeah.
Because that was the values that I was given. That was part of the good that came out of being in the cult.
Yeah.
Was even though they distorted things, it gave me a good foundation that I still live by.
Yeah. Yeah, the principles, there's nothing wrong with the principles.
Right.
They're good principles,
Of course, you could get them at any religion that, uses the Bible as their foundation. But
the Bible's not religion.
No, it's not.
The Bible's not religion.
No.
But there's even some good, for Buddhists, for, any religion, you can find some good in it.
Well, and then a lot of the research indicates that Jesus, the man Jesus, traveled around and he came across a lot of these guys in other lands and he learned a lot. And then he came back and thought he'd give his version of it. It's people. People possess these principles, and unfortunately, there's an element that if it doesn't, where they don't possess those principles. In fact, there's an element that does not like us.
Mm-hmm.
They do not like our nature. They're either jealous or they're afraid of our nature, being ones that can, with a will to make our own decisions and we think critically. They don't like that. Oh, they don't like that at all.
Mm-hmm. They don't.
And so they do whatever they can to dominate us, lock us in a corral. And it's so fitting. You look back and realize, sheep-like? What do they do with sheep? First they fleece them and then they eat them.
Or they sacrifice them to their God.
There you go. It's like, good.
Burn them on the altar.
And so you just have to shake your head and realize, really?
I have something that was sent to us, and he said we can use his name. His name is Seth, and his wife is Felicia. Yes, Seth and Felicia, and they're from Springfield, Missouri, right? Make sure I say that right. The Ozarks of Missouri, Springfield, Missouri specifically. Anyway, he said they had a conversation with his mother-in-law because they try to get them back to come back to the organization.
Mhm.
So this is a conversation that I had to have with my mother-in-law because she's telling others that I want to come back, and she has hope for myself, who her daughter, my wife, ... But messages before that reveal subtly that she knows she's in a cult. I'm glad she still talks to us. My wife's father, however, he is abusive and a hardcore shunner. His parents, my wife's grandparents, told her she was the daughter of the devil for simply leaving. And here's what Seth wrote to his mother-in-law. The Jehovah's Witnesses are a false religious organization. I absolutely do not want to go back, and I will never go back. Just to put that in very clear English, we are not interested in returning to falsehood. The teachings are false, the leaders are liars, and I'm being very clear as to not give you any false hope. But this does not change my love for you or my respect for you. Just wanted you to be very well aware. Felicia and I have zero intention of returning ever. I don't mean to hurt you, and it's nothing against you. You are an amazing woman. You are a good-hearted, and I believe a God-fearing woman. By no means is it a reflection of you that we are not Jehovah's Witnesses. It is fully on the governing body and the teachings. You raised a very smart daughter who knows right from wrong because you taught her.
Mhm.
I thought that was
That's
so,
great.
balanced. He
Right.
gave, his boundaries, but yet his love for his mother-in-law. So I thought that would be something nice to, if we ever were in that
Boundaries
position.
are important. Boundaries are so important. Because otherwise, no one will respect you if you don't put forth your boundaries. And we expect, and by the same token, if you don't respect someone else's boundaries, you don't respect them. And so it's an interesting test, of who your friends are and who you can be friends with.
Yeah,
Am
that's
I-
still so ingrained in us because in the Watchtower cult, there were no boundaries. There were no boundaries, so we have to, cope when we come out and not to be abused again, like people with the same behaviors.
No, we weren't allowed to have our boundaries. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, also, yeah.
Okay, because they imposed boundaries on us.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay.
But it's what you said. Everybody, is stepping
Yeah.
over you. We didn't know
Right.
about boundaries
Right.
in the organization.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother and sister, they think they can say anything to you, and and just because they're your brother and sister, you have to forgive and love them.
You not want to. Maybe you're not ready to.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
Stepping over our boundaries.
so where do we get boundaries from then? I mean, how do we learn to set our own boundaries?
Yeah, that's something we have to, experience, I guess.
Well, I mean, we can feel what is right for us. We can feel what's wrong for us.
Yeah.
We feel what's comfortable. We feel it's uncomfortable. We're not sheep. I mean, we're humans that have this ability to sense. And so if we don't use that sensing ability, we're failing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're not living up to our responsibility. And so honestly, I believe I have a responsibility to myself.
Yeah, there's a saying says, be careful what you tolerate in other people
Yeah.
because you're teaching them how to
Yeah.
treat you.
Yeah.
You
So true.
by your own actions, you allow and teach
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take anything you dish out. I'll just stay here and take it. Well,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
not,
Yeah.
Right.
it's a red flag right there.
Yeah.
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 You know, in the Watchtower, we always had to be self-sacrificing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Altruistic.
The sheep that marches up and climbs onto the altar.
So you didn't. So like with having festivities or birthdays, it's all about self. What about yourself? So
Right.
we learned not to love ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly the opposite of what Jesus teaches.
Good for nothing slaves. All we were good.
Yeah, and on the other side of it, the birthday is an opportunity to love others, another person, as we love ourselves. You know, I mean,
So true.
it's not
Celebrate
complicated.
life.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I appreciate you sharing that, Diana. Those articles. That's
It's
that was so. So
I remember when I was doing research, Dinah, that was one of the ones that I found that 2009 on, is it wrong to change your religion? Of course, they were looking at it from a different perspective.
yeah.
You can't have a double standard. Yes, it's right for non-believers to change their religion, become believers, but once you're in, no, it's not right for you to change. No, you're gonna be punished. So
Yeah.
double standard.
Double standard.
Yeah. That's what what's his name? JC always says from there's no hypocrisy like the Watchtower does.
Yeah, right.
You know, the powerful hook, because I'm analyzing, I'm thinking, well, what makes a person keep going forward? And obviously, it's that elemental love bombing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi, how are you? So glad you come to the meeting again. Boy, you're doing so good. Blah, 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 blah. You know, until you sign on the dotted line, and now, all of a sudden, the hook's in.
That's true.
And as humans, it appeals to us, but wow, it's so dishonest.
It is.
Oh.
Conditional. Yeah.
And it gets people to be dishonest as well, because maybe, just maybe, the ones in that organization that are love bombing you under their breath saying, I don't like this person. They're probably just doing it because they know if they don't do it, they're going to be disapproved.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gee.
Yep.
So my cousin's daughter, she always came to the memorial of JWs, and sometimes she got a boyfriend, and she wanted to take on Bible study again. And well, they were living together at some point, and he said he came to the memorial as well, and he said, I don't want to go anymore because they're expecting us. They're expecting things from us.
Yeah.
Like, are you coming back soon? And want to read something? You want to come visit us? Can we visit you?
Mm.
He said that he didn't trust it. He said they're expecting too much from us.
Yeah.
He sensed something, but he was, from the world. He was new, so
Yeah.
he sees things differently then when you're at a distance. You have a better view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly. Yeah.
Hi, Linda.
Greetings, Linda.
Hello.
Hi. Are you guys? Hi. Hi, Richard and
Hi.
and Annie and Diana and Uncle Joe and Auntie Fran.
Hey,
I
Linda,
I adopted you guys as my
Linda,
uncle and auntie.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Linda, this is a private club, Linda, and you're part of it.
Right on. Sounds like a cult to me. Let's go. There's a whole lot of stuff we got to do every single day.
Yeah,
We got to be
right.
busy, 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 all the time, all the time.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people woke up during the time of 5 years ago or 4 years ago, during that time of when people were sheltering in place and stuff.
Yeah.
There's an exit somewhere.
I think you've got two devices
Oh,
on.
no.
Yeah.
We got to echo.
Oh no.
One thing I wanted to add is they always say that it's no love, no hate like Christian love. I always think about it. They say they love.
I know.
It's always hate, man.
You know, when you exploit something good, it makes it look so bad.
It does.
Good is not meant to be exploited.
It's when it goes to like desperation, that's when it really looks bad. They want to get members. They want to control people.
Yeah.
And I was thinking too, like we was talking about having boundaries. I always say the best thing to start with is having values. Figure out what your values are. I always say my values are having self-respect. So if I'm disrespected, then I need to stand up for myself and say, hey, hey, you need to not do that. I'm still learning though. I've got a long ways to go, but that's what I'm trying to work on, is getting the value system.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we feed off each other. I mean, we're inspired by others, and I mean, I think we need to be.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
And we're glad you're here. And Gail, we're glad Gail's here.
Boy, there's a bad echo.
Well, it's when Linda, I think it's on Linda's end, unfortunately, yeah, because as soon as she puts her volume on, or her video, I don't know, Shauna, is there something she can do?
She's muted now.
Yeah.
I think she has two devices on, maybe.
Do for what? Sorry, Fran.
We're getting an echo from Linda. Is it because she's got two devices on?
Well, one microphone is picking up another screen or another device. So when Linda's talking, there's no issue because her microphone is only picking up her voice. So
Yeah,
just Linda, keep doing like you're doing, and just mute it when you're done. That's really the best thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Shauna.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, if you wanted to say something, Linda, we're listening.
Yes, speak up, please.
I just can't figure out why I'm giving an echo. I'm not hearing the echo. Oh, okay. Cool. Yay.
Just when we respond.
Still is.
Good to see you. I'm all confused, and I'm irritated because I was doing the echo thing on accident. I got to
No, that's okay. When you talk, there's no echo. But when we talk, there's an echo.
Yeah.
So Shauna said just turn off your audio after you're finished talking.
Okay. Thank you.
I hear an echo.
So about a cult, I kind of have these two things that I kind of keep in mind, like as if we went to school, if you take a certain subject, it's usually called 101, like psychology 101 or something. I call this jokingly cult 101. If somebody tells you that they speak for God or that they are God, you might be flirting with a cult or might be in a cult. And the Watchtower definitely told us that they were speaking for God to us. They were the mouthpiece, they were their channel. So they would fall into that, dangerous cult zone. And what I learned from Randall Waters is that the purpose of a cult is to basically rip apart your own family and replace your family with the cult. The cult becomes your family. We're your family now, and then you disregard your family and loyalty. But they don't tell you that they're going to be loyal to you.
No, I was thinking today, that's a great point, Linda, that I was even thinking they actually weaponize family.
Yeah.
They do.
And they had videos that show how to do it. It's just breathtaking when you see that they would go to that extent doing that.
They definitely weaponize family. They've weaponized mine.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to sneak and see my aunt yesterday. I couldn't even let them know. I went and saw her. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And my aunt just can't understand. She's like, it hurts her, because it's her own sister that's in this cult. And her sister doesn't have anything to do with her.
Wow.
It's interesting that the criminal element does the same thing. They weaponize your family. Once you're in their cult, they threaten your family.
Yeah.
To get your obedience, keep your loyalty to them.
That's all. That's what they do.
Yeah. So they learned it well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had that conversation about channeling and what it actually means to a family member last night who's in.
Sure.
And yeah, and they thought about it, and I didn't say too much more, but like here's the thing, we all talk to God. We all pray to God. Like, oh, not all of us. Some of us maybe are atheists, but some of us do. Or we have in our past, like as ExJW or whatever religion we were or are. So that's, to me, that's the same thing. And I'm like, yeah. So like I had the conversation, like, where are they getting their information from? It's like, oh, it's based on principle. And I'm like, but they're saying they're getting information. And they're like, yeah, you're right. So it was interesting. And I don't think there's anything wrong with people channeling per se, because like I said, prayer is a form of channeling. You can talk to your angels, you can talk to your guides. But the problem becomes when you're controlling other people's life. And no one else is allowed to channel, even though they really are, because they're allowed to pray. But it's so funny. It actually doesn't make any sense when you start to think about it.
Yeah, it doesn't at all.
Remember years ago, the Watchtower did an article on witchcraft, witches.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but it was on the front cover was women in white standing in a circle with their arms raised up.
Yes.
Oh, I'd love to see that article. I would love to see that article. If anybody knows it and sends it to Fran, so she can send it to me.
Well, I was out in the door-to-door work, and I happened to call on a girl who said she was a Wiccan. And she said she found that very interesting that witches in Watchtower had something in common, because they're putting their hands in the air like they were, and actually the Watchtower, it's almost like the points of a watchtower. That is how they channel the spirits.
Yeah.
So I thought that was so interesting. She said, "Oh, I didn't know that what I do was something that Watchtower does as well."
That's hilarious. Again, that's like a disconnect that we had as JWs, and all these little things that people said, like, you take note of them and you're like, oh my goodness. And the whole thing about witches is they were blacklisted. They really are just people that practiced medicine. It's actually a very positive thing. I mean, it can be black, witchcraft, but that's different.
Right.
Just like usually you have good intentions. You hope for like the best of everybody's outcome. You don't have any ill intentions. They're actually very good people.
They are. And the
But
thing,
it's like, it's so funny.
we all practice witchcraft anyway. Really, what we say, what we speak is practicing witchcraft. Like they say, when they cast a spell, what you say, you spell it out. You practice witchcraft every day when you say stuff. Like
Exactly.
I have never thought about it that way, but okay. I'm going to ponder on that.
There's a lot
Fascinating.
of words in the English language that this sorry, I won't catch your name. I can't see. So Richard is saying, yes, there's so much like that. It's fascinating.
it is, it's really simple, but they like movies and Hollywood and then Christianity and all these other religions like to complicate things so they can control us. If you can make something complicated, you can control people. So that's what they do, and it's really just as simple as what you say can come true. And the Bible even talks about what comes out of your word, you reap what you sow and things like that. That's witchcraft too.
Well, we
it's
don't want
manifesting.
to. We don't want to forget is that of our ancestors, we came from pagans who had to be converted to Christianity.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are of pagan stock.
Yes, we are.
Huh. We have a rich heritage, is what it boils down to.
We really do.
Huh.
I wish I saw what the article was. I'm not sure if I am echoing, but there was an article about like Christians, like some of them consider themselves pagan. I saw that, like, it came through my feed a few days ago, but it was just interesting because there was different types of Christians, and some Christians, like they were like pagan Christians. It's interesting. But the different sects and things, it's just really fascinating. And we have no idea, like when we talk about, like, pagan was considered such a negative thing, you know, and now I look at it as very differently. It's just a different way of looking at things.
It's
just people that don't have control over themselves. I feel like paganism. When you're a pagan, you don't allow religion to control you. But once you're a Christian and converted, you just allow yourself to be controlled by cults. That's what I feel like.
Yeah. It's a good explanation.
Yeah, pagans had control over their own minds.
Yeah, they have the control on their own destiny. They watch what they say. Like I say, like witchcraft.
Just a little background on it. The multiplicity of gods, all the different gods. There were many, and each one had different personality and different history, so to speak. And people knew of all these different types of gods and different behaviors. And see, what if you think about it, they gave the individual the opportunity to consider what they were like. In other words, to identify with them or not, so as to develop their personal attitude on matters. Because otherwise, how would you know about yourself? You wouldn't know about yourself except through all these many different God personalities.
Yeah.
And it left the individual up to determine for themselves how they would navigate through their life by using the different traits of the different gods, as opposed to having, one religion dictate, you do this, you do that, you must this, you must not that, you must do that.
I love that show. Yeah, I love that. That's when I started exploring like the different goddess and goddesses, and I thought about that in the background because we always were like couldn't celebrate the holidays because of the goddess that were like worshipped, so to speak. But when I actually explored that, I felt comfortable celebrating all the holidays because it, like, Jehovah's a jealous God, but there are many gods, and he's just, I feel like it's a control thing. Like they're all like, they all deserve like, they all deserve like their life forces, in my opinion. So they all deserve like respect.
And the Bible even said God of gods anyway. So even the Bible acknowledges that there are many gods.
If I could interrupt everyone, we want to welcome someone new to the program, Seth and Felicia. They were the ones that I was reading their text, and they wanted to come on and say hello.
Hi,
nice.
Seth and Felicia.
Hi,
hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here. This was really encouraging to fall into tonight and listen in and join in. It was so nice. Thanks for having us.
Glad you're here.
Yes, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
So you're from Missouri, you say?
Yeah, we're from the Ozarks. They're here in Springfield. So
Nice.
we love it.
Have you ever go through the Ozarks?
No, but we went. I don't know. So I've got to say, Seth, in our travels through the United States at one point, we counted so many different Springfields. and I think Missouri was one of them.
Yes.
Yes, we're the largest of all the Springfields.
Oh, okay, is
Wow.
that right? Yeah.
Well, we congratulate you on leaving the watchtower and standing up.
Yeah.
Felicia, you sound like your mom is really super, and we hope that, she realizes it and comes out too.
Yeah.
Oh, she will. Yeah.
Hi,
We got
Colin.
a lot of them. Of course, they're on the other end. You know how that is. They're on the other end thinking the same thing. So.
Yeah.
And you
Hello,
have
whoever said hi to me.
that was Linda said hi
Hello,
to
Fallon.
Ashes.
How are you?
Hey, Linda.
Yep. Hey.
And Gigi, Gail,
Hi.
great to have you all on.
We got a full screen.
Yes.
When you guys were talking about the witches, especially Richard, okay. So you know what you reminded me of, Richard, is this guy named Jordan Maxwell. Like the way he puts
Oh, he's
the
great.
the guy's like on the verge of genius and absolutely crazy ass nut job. You decide where he fits on the scale for you. But the way he speaks, he'll put stuff, you just check him out. And you just kind of reminded me of him for a little bit. And I think you might appreciate the way he uses his words and the way you mentioned the words speaking in their mouth. I think you might find him fascinating.
Yeah, I'm going to recommend everybody look him up. Jordan Maxwell.
Jordan Maxwell.
He's super.
Never heard of
Oh,
him. Didn't throw in a southern accent. That makes it a little bit.
Yeah, he was a witness. He was a
Yeah.
witness.
He died, but he's got a lot of videos on.
And then I was also thinking when you were talking about witches is the Salem witch trials. And that was more about declaring someone a witch so that they would be burned at the stake or whatever. And then then somebody else would get their property. So a lot of these women that were defined as witches were kind of like widows or had property and stuff. And I find it fascinating that within the organization, how if your child is disfellowshipped, like leaving them anything in your will is almost forbidden, which opens things up for the organization to receive things in your will. You know that if your child is disfellowshipped or removed, it's as though they're dead, right? So why would you leave them anything? It's just JW mindset kind of thing. Is what I was thinking about. I just don't think there's any mistake to that.
It's a racket.
I never thought of that, Linda. That's a good one. Like I actually live. Go ahead.
Yeah, there
Sorry.
you go. Okay, no, that's all right. Now you can talk. Linda just has to unmute herself.
Oh, I was like, is my other half his? But we're not like in the same room. I'm trying to figure that out. No, I actually don't live too far from there. And it's funny because I do energy work. So even non-GW people sometimes have an issue. It's like the energies of that is still here, unfortunately. I still have to deal with it, even in the non-GW community. So it's a little tough sometimes. But more and more people are becoming open and understanding how beautiful it is, like all the work that basically it's nature, just appreciating it. And people they have the wrong mindset because there's still a lot of religion, like kind of dictating things. Although I will say in many religions, like I've noticed that some in one religion are against a certain type of like energy work and then the other half aren't. Like it's interesting. So it's good. I think it's a positive thing.
People are afraid of things they don't understand.
They are.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Right,
true.
right.
That's exactly
That is so well put.
Which is death. We don't get it.
And people are afraid not to have answers either. Like everybody feel like
Right.
they have to have answers to everything. Sometimes you just need to leave things. You just say, "I don't know." It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to have an answer to what happens after life on Earth. Just live now. Now, I think that's the reason why we don't know what happens after death, because we need to be focused on the present.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where I feel.
Yeah.
And in the organization, we were always looking forward to the future.
The new
And this system of things is like to not even be present in it, to always look forward to the new system of things, you know? And it took away that opportunity to be in the present time.
Good point, Linda. Yeah, I think the present piece is super like valuable information that you've shared because that I think that's why I have a lot of thoughts on where we go and all that. But I think at the end of the day, we just don't know everything. And I think living present is a big part of it.
Well, so the point, that's true. We don't know everything, but here's the other side of it. But yet we learn. We can learn. But now here's the problem with cults. They prevent us from learning while they pretend to teach us things that we need to know.
Right.
So true.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm a super curious person. Like I want to know as much as I can know. And that's okay. The number's not that way. I just am. So yeah. But it's okay. I can do that if I want.
Another thing I wanted to
I just wanted to say something. I like the statement, there are no answers, only the search. And it's the search that keeps us engaged, keeps us moving forward, keeps us from being bored. But yeah, there are no answers, only the search.
Well, look, as soon as you have an answer, we defend it. You know, you defend the answer, and now if there's any new information, you usually, you're blocking it out because you already have the answer.
Yeah,
it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous.
Yeah,
It's so dangerous to have the answer. Yeah. Huh. And here we could learn constantly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that you were mentioning about like in the cult, like I remember learning the same thing over and over and over again. We're talking about the same stories, the Bible, and it's like I wanted to learn something else, and I felt like, when do I graduate from here?
Right.
When do I leave this facility so I can meet new people and like actually be friends with the world? And
when you graduate yourself, and you did, Fawn, you graduated yourself. And I did. We're graduates. We're graduates.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see you guys in a few weeks.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
I'm going too. Yeah. I know I didn't get a chance to call, but I think a few people, friends, gave me the number, but I'm super busy. But I'm excited to see. I can see some of you that are going, and I'm excited to see you in person.
Yeah, we're talking about the meetup that's going to be near us, and Fallen is coming, and Felicity Beauty is coming, and Dinah Lost. Annie's going to be there. And for the rest of you that are too far, we hope to meet you in person. We met Linda James. We've met her. Gail, we're going to meet you, I think, in Tewksbury.
Yes, you will.
Same.
And
are you going, Richard?
Richard's
I'm
coming
going,
to Tewksbury. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Diana, I don't know.
Don't want to leave you out, Diana.
Way in the Netherlands.
Come on.
No.
Oh.
I hope to come and visit United States.
Yes.
We'll have to stream you.
And,
We'll have to visit you as well over in the Netherlands.
That's right.
I've been there before, but too bad I didn't get to meet you.
Wow.
Oh, we didn't know each other then.
Didn't know each other, yeah.
I was in the United States in 1998.
Oh.
I
So
stayed
was
with
I.
JW.
Oh, it's JW too.
So next time I'll be with ExJWs.
Yes.
Yes.
Unless we're able to.
I was going to say, we'll have a big meetup when you come.
Yes, we will.
Wow.
As earlier, we were talking about how cults, and there are so many different cults, and humans tend to gravitate toward cults because they appeal to us on different levels. But the danger is that they can easily, they control our life and be damaging to our life.
Mm-hmm.
And which is exactly what we found out.
Right.
So now we know ourselves better.
It's like a commercial. Like you watch a commercial and they kind of scam you. It's what a cult is. It's like you showed me all these things and like it's a great hope. I like the hope, but it's like all these other things that was behind it all. It's like, wow, like it's a little controlling, a little
Very
culty.
much. Well, I'm going to repeat again what I said before with Rutherford. Always said that religion and Watchtower is a snare and
A racket.
A racket, excuse me, a racket. And those are two different things. Does everybody know what a snare is? Are there any hunters and trappers among us? Hunters and trappers?
Catches animals by surprise.
Right.
It catches them, and so that they can be eaten.
Yeah.
In other words, they think they're looking for they're going to get some food because there's a bait in it. It's food. And they're just going to get some food to bring back to the family or something. And here they get trapped. And but they can get out if they gnaw their arm off.
Mm.
And they do. They do. Because otherwise they would drown, because usually the trap is underwater. And they escape with loss, but they escape with their life. But there's loss. And so the question is, do you value your life enough to risk, there's going to be some loss. And then there's the racket. Racket literally is an illegal money-making power venture. It's illegal and it's really profitable, and it takes advantage of people.
It sounds good on the surface.
Yeah. But boy, is it illegal and harmful. And it's everything that they are. Everything
Well,
that they are.
we should all be happy that we're out and focus on our journey ahead. And we should all be thankful and happy that we're out of that and we're moving forward. And hopefully we learned through experience that we won't get bamboozled again by another occult. I
agree.
I do a lot of research on the occult. When I was younger, I kind of graveled in the occult, and the occult to us when I was growing up in the 60s and 70s, we always associated with the devil and all the dark stuff until I learned otherwise. And I guess occults are always going to be there, but some of them can be extremely dangerous. And it's sad. Everybody's looking for something. The arithmetic song, everyone's looking for something.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Some of them will deceive. Well, it's true. Jesus said that several times. Be careful you don't get deceived. But we all want to belong to something. I think Fran said it earlier. We want to belong. It's in us. It's that spirituality is in us to belong to something. Unfortunately, we thought it was the right place to go, but fortunately, we all learned, and this is good that we all can have a network and sharing and learn about healthy, good boundaries. I had to teach clients about boundaries when I was in the field, because a lot of people get enmeshed in. I don't know if you understand what enmeshed boundaries mean. You get enmeshed in other people's problems and business. It often goes along with ancestral relationships and family dynamics. So you got to teach them boundaries. And we all have a space around us. And I don't know how you know if someone gets too close, you want to back them off because we have that space and aura around us. And if someone gets too close, I don't know about anybody else, but you want them to back off.
Absolutely.
You don't want anybody invading your space, and you also need to be smart about going beyond the line, and don't allow someone to make you go beyond the line and what you believe is good. So That's my take on boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we share that with each other, because I don't know how to set my boundaries. I don't know what you're talking about, and you share yours and examples of others, and we learn that way.
As long as you're not a busybody.
What's that?
Watchtower taught us to
not a busybody.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
A busybody.
Well,
They say
Watchtower taught us to put other people first and yourself last.
Mhm.
So there you go with your
No
boundaries.
boundaries.
You're not allowed to have boundaries because the other person's more important than you are.
Right.
So you acquiesce.
Yeah. They always say boundaries is where you stop and I begin. So I always say that's the definition of boundaries.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey Joe, I have a quick question for you.
Hi,
Ruby.
I was wondering. Hey guys, how's everybody?
She had a good girl last night.
Hey, Ruby.
Thanks. Just a quick question for Joe and Fran. Can you do a part 2 to this conversation? Because I had a whole different angle that I wanted to kind of dive into. And I don't think we'll have enough time for tonight. But if you do a part 2, I was thinking if we can cover the flip side of the cult characteristics that we kind of grew up with and how post-cult life, how that can trickle down into our community, in the ExJW community.
True.
I was thinking the same exact thing, Ruby.
give us a preview, Ruby.
Well, I was kind of thinking in terms of how certain characteristics have already been evident in the ExJW community. One thing I can think of is like cliques. There's certain groups that are really cliquey and they kind of would tolerate you, but you can't really get too involved. And I've already had my fair share of it. So I think it's really good to like talk about it and how to handle it as well, because we don't go ahead.
Yeah, no, see, the second part of that, what you said to me was the most valuable. You are going to find cliques wherever you go as a human. I don't care where it is. You will always find cliques. The question is, how do you handle it? That is the valuable part. That is.
And I've also seen that in the ExJW community that they will cancel you out or they will shun you. So we have to be careful we don't go from one cult to another.
Right.
With the, like you said, the same
Yeah.
characteristics.
You can't stop people from making cliques, because otherwise what you're doing, you're actually interfering with their desire to do what they like to do. You're not going to go legislating no cliques here. It doesn't work. You don't do that because people form their own. They really do. Look, if you put 1,000 people in the middle of the woods, they would divide out into groups automatically. No one would have to divide them out. They would do it organically among themselves. Differently. They would do it. You could say they divided out into cliques. Okay.
Right.
Well, they needed to for survival, for managing, because sometimes the group is way too big and we can manage it if it's smaller. And that's one of the motivations for cliques. It's like, there's too many here. We got to kind of divide this down.
Right. And there's two different classes of us. There's those of us who are just in the community, and then there's those of us who are content creators. And those creators are also on the internet in our community that are big enough, or they puff themselves up as they're more popular, or they start, ExJW beef on the internet, and it can become chaotic.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do we protect ourselves from that as well? Because like you said, we can't control certain things, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do things.
You can't control what someone value it wants to do to motivate, you try to be like the watchtower. And we're not, that's not our place. People are going to do what they're going to do. That's how you get to know their character and whether or not you can get along with them. You can't control someone's character. You really can't.
Personality clashes and stuff and social dynamics.
Yeah.
And we all have what I call watchtower residue on us that we'll probably carry to a degree. That residue.
Very well said.
Like Ruby was saying, though, that we don't want to be the shunners, the shunnees becoming the shunners.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now we become like Watchtower all over again.
Exactly. Yeah, if you don't want to.
That's that residue.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. See, basically, it's like I'm not going to play their game.
Right.
And there could be that temptation to, play their game. And at that point, being conscious says, no, wait a minute. No. I need an alternative. I need alternatives. See, that's the second part of what you stated, and what to do. What are the alternatives? How can I approach this? Whereas I would previously have done this, I need an alternative. Honestly, this is where coaching comes into, where a coach is someone can help someone to make a relatively instant adaptation in something that they're doing. In other words, they have a little more knowledge than the client has, and so they're able to share with them. Well, why don't you try this, or why don't you look at it this way, or what about that's where we need to stay open, keep it wide open.
Yes, so you have to recognize it in yourself when it starts to develop. That and that's where having someone else to kind of point it out to you, just so you're aware. It's starting to resemble.
There's a saying that says, "I keep my enemies closer to me than my friends."
Right.
In other words, we're not shunning them. We're not canceling them. We're not doing that.
Where'd Ruby go?
I don't know. I'm hoping she comes back because she said there's a right way and there's a wrong way. And I'm curious. Hey, Ruby, I'm curious about your, when you were saying earlier that there's a right way and a wrong way to handle it. And I was curious what your opinions are as far as those two things.
Yeah, so I think, like, for example, how Annie said, we don't want to be the ones who turn around and shun others, right?
Right.
But there's a correct way to distance yourself from someone without using those types of characteristics of shunning or finger pointing or making the community feel as if, well, so and so is like this, so don't associate either. It's like that group mentality, that collective punishment, which is what the organization did to us by calling us apostates so that everybody else can stay away from us. But since most of us have that past or that trauma or that same upbringing, it can easily trickle into our life post cult. So that's
Ruby,
why
I'm going to jump in and say what you're explaining is that we need to mature.
Yeah.
We need to take on more mature ways.
And I know that Linda has mentioned that she uses the term no contact.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean shunning the person. It means that
right?
you're going to set your boundaries.
There's a difference between shunning and going no contact. Shunning is for the purpose of punishing someone else, and you ostracize them. Now, going what's called gray rock would be kind of like distancing yourself, but still kind of talking to them when they talk to you, and you just kind of, you don't get real deep into conversation. You're just kind of there and answer the questions they ask you, but you don't get deep in conversation. You don't invest yourself as much because they're toxic. And then going no contact would be removing yourself from a toxic situation for your own psyche, for your own well-being, which is different from shunning, which is a punishment. So one's a protection for yourself, for your own well-being, and the other is punishment. Can you see the difference?
Yeah, I want to say this, my example here. Punishment. Like when I came back, like because I got disfellowshipped twice. The first time when I got disfellowshipped, they announced me back after 6 months of being disfellowshipped, and they announced that Ashley is back in the congregation. And at the time, they announced it like during the I don't know if you guys remember, but the songs, like they sing the first song and then they sing the second one and they say the third song. Well, they would announce it on the second song, like before that, because they had, their local announcements and stuff. After the meeting ended, I came up to one of the sisters and wanted to say hi, because I'm like, hey, I'm back, I could talk to you now. And she was like, oh, I'm not supposed to talk to you. And I was like, you didn't hear the announcement? And she was like, oh, I was in the bathroom. So yeah, it's a punishment. It's a punishment. It's like all these people are telling you can't talk to this specific person. It's like a gossip that you have to specifically not talk to this person because they are grounded.
Right. Yeah. And see, you made the distinction between that, Linda, the fact that it's not that. It's actually protection. It's actually, protecting yourselves. And that's important.
Exactly. Do you see the difference, Ruby? From what I explained?
Yeah, no, I do, and that's exactly why I think a part 2 should really dive more into that. And another example of that is,
I'm still curious about what your idea of the correct way would be, because I'm hearing you talking about you've had your fill of it, of your experience of dealing with cliques, and then I'm hearing you talking about the whole community at large. So I'm not real clear, but anyways, I'm curious where that's going to go.
well, I mean it in terms of how we see it. We see it in the ExJW community as well. And like I said, we probably need more time to dive into it, but I've seen it. Other people have seen it. One of the major ones is, even in my opinion, like Lloyd's channel. There's a couple of big people out there that form their own little cliquey vibes when it comes to their membership, or when it comes to their moderators or their followers. It becomes a cult in itself.
It's unavoidable. Ruby, it's unavoidable, Ruby.
Right.
I wouldn't want to do a second part though. That I agree with Ruby on that. So I think.
Well, the second part. You know how long the second part takes? The rest of your life.
Yep.
The second part will take the rest of your life of experience. No easy answers. No easy answers.
And I think for different individuals, there's different ways.
Yeah.
So I'm still not getting from you the correct way. That's why I keep asking your idea of the correct way. Because that's what you said. There's a wrong way and there's a correct way. And I'm still like waiting to hear what this correct way is, but
we'll lay it on us, Ruby.
Well, for example, I can give a great example. So, for example, one of the biggest things that just happened recently was the beef between ExJW, Caleb, and Wally. And a lot of people have had conflicting thoughts about whether or not it was the right way or the wrong way to handle a situation like that. So that's what kind of makes me think, well, how those characteristics of our cult background may have trickled down into the way people handle differences on the internet, and especially in our community. And it even made a lot of people sad to see the infighting or the disagreements, or, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole thing that it made me think about it. Go ahead,
Ruby,
Joe.
I have to ask you this one, Ruby. How would you determine the, quote, correct, the right way or the wrong way? I hear a judgment. I hear a judgment creeping.
Oh, isn't he cute? Isn't he cute? Hi, son. He's cute.
I'll just jump on and say good night and everything, but
Oh,
we
good
want
night,
to.
Stephanie
Good
Felicia.
night. Love you
Night.
guys.
And
Thank you for
Dakota,
coming.
Dakota.
Bye,
Good night, Dakota.
Good
What a
night.
beautiful,
Nice to meet you.
beautiful
Bye.
family.
Bye.
Oh, Dakota. Well, come back next time. Sleep well
Yes.
tonight. Oh, look at that. She's wanting to talk with us.
Baby's
Ruby,
always on smile.
Ruby, I'm with you all the way.
I've missed the whole Caleb and Wally drama.
Yeah, what
And
is
let me
that?
just
What is
tell, let me
Caleb
just
Wally?
tell you, let me just tell you, this happens periodically, and it's just, it's something we watch go on.
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen, I don't know, a good 15 to 17 times with different people within this organization. And when it gets, in my opinion, when it gets like a cult is when, let's say, I'm going to use Wally and Caleb as an example. I'm not saying they're doing this, but if Wally said, you have to not be subscribed to the other channel and only be subscribed to me, like demanding that they shun the other person, right? Then it's getting very us and them, very cult-like, you know what I'm saying? And
Ugly.
Linda and Ruby, I follow so many others, non-witnesses. Same thing goes on with them.
Right.
This
Exactly.
is human nature. This
It
is human nature. You're not going to come up with a watchtower judgment for what the correct thing was to do. You're not gonna. You're talking about humans.
And if someone is out of line, they're going to show themselves.
That's right.
So that in itself, because we have the internet
valuable.
and because people have channels and because people go on and off of channels, they're going to show who they are.
Their character
And
is going to be on
opinions.
display. Their character is going to be on display.
Right.
They will they'll raise themselves up, or they'll tear themselves down.
And you
Opinions
don't
are
have to,
assholes. We're all assholes. At the end of the day, we're gonna
Hey, speak for
piss each
yourself.
other off and
Speak
Miss
for your
Fallen,
people.
Miss Fallen, that's Ms. asshole to you, okay?
Really. Speak for yourself. I'm not an asshole. You know what? You don't have to listen to everybody. You
Yes,
really
ma'am,
don't.
I
You
apologize.
know what? We're all adults. You don't have to listen to everybody. And you may not like what everybody has to say. I listened to Mikey rant and rave about Jason, who I love, Jason. And I'm not passing judgment on them or anybody. There's a few people I refuse to watch. And there's a few people, I think it's up to the host. If people get out of line, it's up to the host to say, get off the program if you're going to act like a child. It's up to each and every one of us. We have a responsibility to act and have respect for one another. We may not like what everybody says, but we have to have respect for one another. And if you don't like what's being said, change the channel. Go watch something else. Don't get involved in all the, you're giving negative energy out. We don't want negative energy. We want positive energy, and don't feed into the negative energy. And don't take it as who you are. Really. Ruby, you do it.
Very well said. Don't take it as who you are. Yes.
You're always
right.
gonna
We shouldn't let the ego in. Don't
You're always
put
going
the
to have
ego
haters no
aside.
matter where you go, especially when you're happy. They had a whole thing about people who smile and are happy. They get picked on more than anybody else. I don't get it. But that seems to be, they don't make you happy.
Every one of us wants to be allowed to be who we are.
Yeah, exactly.
And every one of us. And so someone else is going to be the way they are. Well, you may not like it. I may not like it. But they may like it. Well, how about when I behave the way I am? I may like it. You may not like it. Well, I guess we, in a way, we have to give some kind of leeway to that for each other. We need to. And I think the ones among us who respect each other give that leeway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why does anyone want to push something so far that they lose someone? Why? We really wouldn't want to. This is something that you cultivate as you show who you are. You either want friends or you want to lose friends. It's just, I think people intuitively either purposely protect friendships or they inadvertently destroy friendships.
Yeah. Then you
I
got
agree with Ruby. I agree with Ruby of making a number 2 of this subject because I think it's a really good one. We've got different. We're all at a different place in our journey of healing, and I've been out of line and had no clue, and I was just going on wondering why so and so was pissed off at me. I saw nothing wrong with things I've done in the past, and sometimes it takes me days, weeks, sometimes years to figure out how socially inappropriate I was on certain occasions. But the thing is we were trained. We were trained to be socially stunted,
Yeah.
and so we're kind of young as far as knowing how to socially appropriate things. If that makes sense.
And Linda, we also had this notion of perfect.
Yeah.
And there isn't it.
Yep.
It's not. Whereas in the world where we all live, where I grew up and Fran grew up, and many of us in the world, we accepted people's imperfection. It's like, well, who's perfect? That was the concept. Who's perfect? I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. So I'm not going to judge you as if you should have been perfect because I don't want to be judged as if I should have been perfect. And the Watchtower, the old Watchtower training is, oh, we got to be perfect. Yeah. Oh, I could see you weren't perfect there. Oh, please. You know, it's
your skirt is too short.
It's so inappropriate. It's so unkind. It's so unreasonable. It's just not appropriate. It's just, there's no
your
place.
Your pants are too tight.
It used to be your beard. Now it's not your beard anymore. It's just ridiculous.
I know. Makes your head spin.
Once you let go of certain of those, once you let go of certain of those different unworkable principles, you'll stop judging. You'll stop expecting yourself to be perfect. You'll stop expecting someone else to be perfect. And you'll breathe a little easier.
In case Sarah with all the clicks, because some clicks die.
That's
so
right.
It's like no click is perfect. No one is perfect. And we have this ability to talk to all of us amongst each other respectfully. And that's where we connect, is based on respect.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
What does Ruby have to say about it? She's been quiet.
She's listening. AA has a great slogan. It says, I can accept the things I cannot change, but accept the things I can change. I like that slogan. It's hard to...
And the wisdom to know the difference.
Yes.
Yes, and know the difference. Thank you, Linda.
The clock tells me we've got to end this party.
All right, we're doing part 2.
But okay, I hear you. You've got to do your research too, everyone here. You've got to do your research. So bring research.
Well, Ruby's going to be the host, right, Ruby?
Bring research.
I can't wait.
We need to clarify something first, okay? So this last thing, if you could, please.
It has to do with the redress form that Stephanie was talking about last week. And there was some confusion. So I asked her again tonight. I said, just a quick question to clarify. If someone fills out the redress form, does that prevent them from opening up their own class action suit?
Oh.
So-and-so was schooling me and saying I shouldn't tell folks to fill out the redress form and we shouldn't give legal advice. So on one of the chats, it happened to be on because Stephanie was interviewed by Justin, if anyone hasn't seen that, and she lays it all out there. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to Justin's latest with Stephanie Lynn Carson, and it'll, but she said, redress has nothing, all caps, to do with eligibility or filing a case either with this specific class action or individually with an attorney or his or her choosing. Okay. So anyway, it may be a little blurry for some of you. You don't know what I'm talking about, But go to where Stephanie is interviewed by Justin, ExJW Diaries.
And to be sure, none of us here are lawyers.
No,
So,
and I'm not giving legal
so
advice.
go see a lawyer if you want to know more.
And
well said.
And just June had to get off quickly. She's sorry that she didn't have a chance to say goodbye. She got a quick phone call from her family member.
So thank you so much, all. And like would be said by a very famous and helpful man, Vern, keep living your life with love.
And Ruby, what's the movie tonight?
Oh yes, so I have 2 announcements. So the movie night, okay, it's there. Real Genius, 1985. I have no clue what that is.
Wow.
And if anybody else is interested, those are the following events that we have coming up in the future. But a specific event that I wanted to highlight was with Shannon Avery and her husband. I think his name is John. John, yep, right there. Okay, so this is gonna be like a new series. They are also ExJWs. You may recognize them from Stop Mandated Shunning website. They shared their story on that website. So if anybody is interested, I posted the links in the ExJW YouTube video tab on Discord, where you can look up their stories and read about them. I also put some links in the description so that people can read up about them. They are both actually certified transformational resilience coaches. So they help people almost similar to a life coach, but they're going to have like a little show on Discord. So if you haven't already joined, click the link to join Discord. And that event is going to be happening on May 22nd. And I think it should be 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. So just wanted to introduce a new show to the Discord.
Thank you, Ruby. Thank you all.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Thank you.
Love you
guys.
too. Have a good weekend. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank
See
you,
you on
Shauna.
Discord.
In making friends.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them.